had something. 27. We got to come up with something big for number 30.
What was the episode that you figured we would get to? Like, what number did you have in your head before we gave up?
I thought I'd do some just after 5 or 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on.
If you want to know my actual opinion, that's it.
What? Why is it so low? Why is this sound so low on our live? Like, look at that. Look how low it is.
I don't know, man.
Broadcast.
That's all your department. Get Emily to text you. See if she can hear us.
Yeah. Find out what's going on in this live
how's the volume
broadcast. Cause
it's probably fine.
Maybe it's just the mics that are low.
Anyway, I'm going to...
Oh, yeah. There we go. We're good.
I'm going to get on with the story.
What story?
Remember how I had been seeing that orange monk in Manning Park?
Oh, from last episode that we talked about?
Well, it wasn't. It was actually my real life. It wasn't an episode.
Well, I know, but you talked about it last episode.
Probably.
Don't be smart.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't have a hard time with that.
Anyway, I was seeing that monk in Manning Park, dressed in orange, had no clue what the fuck he was doing there. Somebody said it was a bad omen. I think it was Radigan. Anyway, I was back in Princeton there the other day, on Monday, and I was on my way home, going up the hills. I had the tunes on, driving the truck. I was a little bit behind in schedule, so I was like giving her up these hills. And all of a sudden, I look in the rearview mirror, nothing but white smoke coming out the back of the truck. I'm like, holy fuck, that blew the motor. Damn it. Immediately, pull over to a brake truck. There was like one right there. Didn't shut the truck off because I wanted to get out and listen to the motor. I looked at the gauges, everything was fine. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Anyway, thing sounds fine, so I lay down on my stomach and look under the truck. The hole underneath is on fire. And I was like, holy shit.
Truck?
Yeah, man. So,
your new truck.
Yes. So I was like, holy fuck. I shut the key off and I grabbed a t-shirt from inside the truck and I barreled under there. It was pretty freaky. The flames were probably like 8 to 10 inches high, all down the muffler. And I'm under there with my fucking head wedged in between the pavement and these flames, putting the fucking shirt over top of the muffler, batting the thing out, and every time I took the shirt off, the thing would reignite. So I kept on batting it out. Finally, like, just barely, I got the fire out. So then I chilled out for a while, because the forest was right there, and if the truck would have gone up, I could have easily lit some trees on fire. So now I'm there. I have no idea what the fuck happened. I see red oil all over the ground. So I know the tranny had a leak. It blew a line. It blew a gasket. Something happened. Maybe I blew the tranny. I don't know. Crawl underneath there. Can't see where the oil's coming from. So I decide I'm not going to risk ruining the tranny anymore. I'm gonna get a tow truck, and I'm going to tow this thing home, get the mechanic to look at it. Pull out the cell phone. No reception. I'm in the middle of Manning Park. I'm like, fuck. So I was stuck there for a while. I talked to a couple truck drivers. I thought they would have CBs in their truck. No, they don't have phones. They don't have any way of contacting anyone until they get to Hope. So eventually I get the guts. I fire the truck back up, turn it around, and start coasting down this hill. Because I was probably like 10K from like the ski lodge where I knew there was a payphone. So I get the thing turned around, turn the key off, got it in neutral. Now there's no steering. The power steering's gone, and I've got to overcome the cylinder, so it's friggin' hard to steer. There's no brakes neither, because they're power-assisted brakes. So they're...
Ride the e-brake.
I was like standing on the brake, and it was kind of slowing it down. Anyway, now I'm bombing down this hill. Making the corners, getting it around, go whipping into Manning Park, find a spot, shut it off, phone tow truck. It was $650 to tow my ass back to Aldergrove.
How far is that?
It was like 200K.
3 hours?
No, it was probably like 2 hours from where I was to get home. But he had to drive from Hope an hour. Yeah, he had to drive from Hope an hour. Then we loaded the thing up, and then we drove to Aldergrove, and then he had to drive back. It was a big ordeal.
Why didn't you just take it to shop in Hope?
Because I don't know. I didn't know what was wrong with it. I didn't want to fuck around. I didn't want to be stuck in Hope.
You wanted to be close to home.
Yeah, so I paid the extra money, got it home. Anyway, that goes to the shop. So then I reinsure the van. get the van back on the road. And thing fired right up. So I head off down the road, and I go down the hill. And the first corner I take, the van stalls. And I look at the gas gauge, we're on empty. I'm like, motherfucker, shit is not going right here.
When was the last time you drove the thing?
Months ago, in January.
Shouldn't have siphoned the gas off from the lawnmower.
I didn't. I guess I just ran it dry. Anyway, thing fires back up. Start heading down the road, go around another corner, it dies again. Then it fires back up. And I'm beelining for the gas station now. I'm like, we're going to make it. There's no turning back. I probably should have turned back, but whatever. I kept going. Anyway, I get down to 8th Avenue and Ross Road, turn up the hill, sputters. Then I just booted up the hill, goes all the way up there.
That's a big hill. You used a lot of gas on that.
Man, and I had it. Yeah, it was floored. I was just trying to get up there because now the heart's like going. I'm like, I don't want to push this fucking thing or walk to the gas station. That's gonna be gay. I get up. I get up to the. I
don't know if you haven't noticed it's gay a lot.
Yeah, I do. I guess
we just want everybody to know that the terminologies used by people on
Shut
this
up.
podcast
You're not
aren't
going
actually the views of people
back,
on this
back,
podcast.
back to my story. Get up to the top of this gay hill, and the van dies again. This time, it's out cold. So now I'm at the top of another hill for the second time in 2 days. No steering. No fucking brakes again. And I'm bombing down this hill. And we're going pretty quick. But that's a really windy road. And I had just taken out a permit, and I declined the collision and comprehensive. That was in the back of my mind too.
Hold on, why were you going up the hill and then you went back down?
No, the hill keeps going. You go up and then you go down and then you go up again. But you have those hairpin corners down there. So those corners are there's a 30k an hour sign. But those corners are really steep.
Very steep.
And I had damn near a foot on the dash, reefing the thing over, get it around the corners, back on the flats. There's another hill coming. Whatever reason, the van fires back up. We boot up the thing, it dies again, and then I sputtered right into the pump and filled it up.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had some little bit of car trouble earlier this week.
So
and the whole reason, you know what I was thinking?
The whole reason is because you saw that monk.
No, somebody told me that was a bad omen. I don't know.
Is that what you're saying?
But also, I didn't have a fire extinguisher in the truck because a year prior to that.
You own your own company, sir.
Yeah, I know, but let me tell you what happened to the fire extinguisher. I had one in the van, and I was on my way to the gas station. This was months ago. And I think the extinguisher fell off the holder and landed in the bottom of the van.
I think I remember this story.
And the thing went off. Filled the entire van up with smoke, and I thought the thing was on fire. Man, I had my head right out the window. I thought the thing was on fire, but it was just the fire extinguisher. So I took the thing out, and the next thing I know, I take the thing out, and then the truck catches on fire. Now I don't know what.
Is that irony, or I don't really know?
No, I wouldn't say that's irony. I don't know. It's probably just a bad omen from that monk. He put a spell on me. He knew I was wondering what he was up to. Anyway, let's get to the bio.
The universe does not like you. Let's get to our guest.
The universe doesn't like me? I don't know. I survived. The van and the truck are still here.
It's saying shape up,
We're only down. It's one T-shirt.
Get back to healthy eating. That's what the universe is telling you right now.
$3 grand after the tow bill and the mechanic.
So what was the end up problem?
The tranny overheated, and there's a blower or a bubbler on top, and it spewed out of there hot transmission fluid onto my exhaust pipe, and the exhaust pipe ignited it.
Whew.
There was nothing wrong with the transmission; it just overheated.
So let me get this straight. You could have driven your truck home safely.
Yeah. Had I known that it wasn't going to catch on fire again.
Yeah. Just a little bubble and blow, eh?
Just a little bubble and blow.
Yeah, that's exactly what the mechanic
bubble
said.
And blow.
That's exactly what the mechanic said. I'm like, what's the matter? It's just a bubble and blow. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that means. My friend Koko, has he been in here? No. All right. So the bio of the special guest this evening, in point form, is new dad, athletic, world's greatest high ab operator.
Sorry.
If my life was a book, there would be a lot of pictures. And he's an artistic scotch drinker.
an autistic Scotch drinker?
No. And we already made that
That's
joke
good.
in the pre-podcast.
Did we?
Yeah,
I
we
don't
did.
remember that.
Play the song.
It's normally because you don't listen to him talk.
Well, why not?
I'm-
Maybe we should talk during it. I don't know. I think I should turn it off and then we'll play the rest of it at the end.
Yeah.
You want to let it keep going? This is a kind of long.
Tune it
This
out
is,
now.
now it's good. It's good now.
Turn it
Pass
back
the bottle over.
Great song choice, Kevin. Great
Yeah,
song
Thank
choice.
you.
And-
when you first said it, Adam laughed like, what an idiot. And
No.
then all of a sudden that laugh turned into like, yeah, that's a good
I
idea.
laughed because I
That's
hadn't
good.
heard that song for a long time. I hadn't even thought about that song.
You
for a
laughed
long
because you were
time.
like, what a dumb pick.
That's
and
my
then
fighting
you
song.
realized how awesome that pick was.
No, I was just glad it was a song that I knew the song.
He's just scared.
Because
That
we've
we've been
been-
pick a country song.
That's true. He's
Yeah,
not a fan of the country.
If it hadn't been that song, it would have been a country song.
It's just soulful music.
Oh, by the way, we've got Dan Kivinen with us here.
Dan motherfucking Kivinen. I got a question.
Oh, yeah?
Okay,
Good start.
just because I said motherfucking, it brought it up. Think about this. You know that whole new, like, I think Kanye West has a song or something about it, ham, which
Ham?
means, yeah, like ham, going ham. Like, it's in you hear it lots in, like, rap songs and some pop
Do you know what he's
songs.
talking about?
I
Going,
don't,
like, I go
Totally.
ham.
Going ham?
Yeah, is hard as a motherfucker. Like, I'm hard as a motherfucker.
And they call it
Let's-
ham.
I've said I've been hammed before, which
Yeah.
means I'm drunk.
But the other day I heard, I can't remember if it was in the song or something someone was talking about, and I thought about it. Hard as a motherfucker.
It's
Mhm.
ham.
Really? That's something you're saying in popular music?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but listen to what popular
Think
music
about
says
that.
motherfucker
nowadays.
means two things. It has a couple definitions.
It's okay. I'm sorry, but obviously it originated from somewhere.
American
It used to be
Pie,
a
no.
really bad word.
And now it's like cool. It calls
Now it
"This is
became more of
motherfucker."
like a positive.
But that just is.
But you used to call someone a motherfucker
No
like
one
back in
thought
the
that
50s? That
when-
would sort of
When
fight.
they came up with this new term that was going to be the slang, like, hard as that's cool. Hard as a motherfucker. They weren't like, oh shit, wait a minute.
What's the funniest slang word? How about beaver
Funniest?
for pussy?
Uh,
Which I just used another slang word for vagina.
The funniest?
Yeah.
Put us on the spot.
beaver, yeah, that's pretty good. Funniest?
I
What
think
about
most
mowing a guy's lawn?
I'm thinking
Guy's lawn.
That's kind of funny.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, I like. Do you know what that means to mow someone's lawn?
Yeah.
What
I
is it?
don't.
You don't?
To have
No.
sex with
I'm-
a guy's girlfriend or wife.
Yeah, well, yeah, basically
Oh,
to like,
I-
it's not even to have sex with. I'm pretty sure it just means like to hit on like a girl that your buddy is into.
No, it's sex.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
If we got a producer, we could look that up. So
No, that's what it means.
I'm pretty sure it means
Who are you gonna
anything
blame it
to
on
do
that
with
being?
like doing anything to another guy's girl in any way.
No,
Mow
if you're
lawns.
mowing his lawn, that insinuates like a
You're doing some
regular
work.
practice.
I'm pretty sure
Not
that
necessarily.
term like derived from.
I'm mowing his lawn. Sounds like you've got a job doing it. It does. I'm mowing his lawn. Sounds like a regular position.
You leave the house and he like shows up back home. That would be $50.
Yeah.
For what?
You didn't even mow the lawn.
What
Oh, I'm with the lawn.
you couldn't accomplish.
I have a
sir.
random mow
I
my
mowed
lawn
your
every
lawn.
week.
Just say thank you and give me $50.
Okay.
You got something right off the bat, hey?
Yeah,
You're
I was.
grabbing that phone.
Your
You got it.
secret notes.
Yeah, I do have my secret notes
So
here.
important.
So,
Oh, do you want to make a comment of the nice?
Oh, yeah, we added
additions
another
that-
picture.
oh,
see
you can't
that?
even see. Oh, there's the tiger.
You can see it. It's right there. Wait, hold on. You can't see my hand. Right here.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
So
It's gonna get
over-
darker.
It looks like I'm petting his face.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It looks
does.
exactly like it.
Look at the video. That's exactly what it looks like.
Okay, enough with
And I'm
that.
not even close. I'm like a foot away.
I heard. I didn't confirm this. I
Might
just
hit
heard
the
this
ball.
on a podcast. But I heard the World Cup soccer players are wearing like little GPS Wi-Fi units that's monitoring their
Distance, right?
heartbeat and how long they've been on, how many times they headbutt the ball, how many times they kick the ball, when they're getting fatigued, so the coaches can like rotate the players off
Really?
when they're not playing at their peak performance.
Huh.
You didn't hear about this?
I knew
No,
that they were
I did not.
they track how far they run.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how in depth it was. I
Yeah,
haven't
little
followed
little
that
wireless device like the size of a matchbox. Yeah, or maybe like a watch or something like that. And yeah, so they know exactly when you're playing at your best. And if you start to slow down, if you start to lag, if you start to struggle a little bit, if you're injured, if your heartbeat's getting up, they like sub you out.
Clearly, Brazil was not wearing these watches in their
Oh,
last match.
I didn't charge
Brutal
them the night
match.
before.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this is, though. This is a Fitbit.
That's like in
That's
a
a
hockey
phony,
game.
hokey pokey device.
That's like 21 to 1.
What does that do?
It monitors my basically movements. It monitors my step. It's like a pedometer. It monitors how many calories I burn.
hold on.
Okay, let me see the top of it.
I
But there's no writing there. Where does it send it to your
Kid,
phone?
show the camera.
Oh, it sends it to your phone.
Yeah, I got an app on my phone.
Oh.
It logs into my phone. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, we lost
Okay.
a viewer. We're down to 1.
I
Oh,
thought
shit. Thanks for staying along, Emily.
I thought that thing was one of those things that like the Lance Armstrong bracelet or one of those ionized bracelets which people
No,
wears.
okay.
No.
That's how many steps I've taken today. That's how far
Oh, it
I've
goes
walked
right to
in.
your phone.
8,314 steps.
Yeah, look at. Once I walk on the spot,
It didn't go up at all.
just wait. It's gonna sync.
28 active minutes. What were you doing there?
It
kid?
still says
I walked to work.
8,314.
It was last updated.
I think what
at
they say is you should step
7:25.
10,000 times in a day. That's
10,000.
Yeah, that's what. Like,
You still got a ways to
goal
go
is.
there, buddy.
It was last updated at 7:30. Here, I'll update it now. I didn't have my Bluetooth on. Sorry, I apologize.
So you have to have that bracelet for it to work.
yeah.
Well,
the
this is
phone
what
isn't,
this is what keeps the.
Okay.
the phone isn't counting it. It's
There,
the
see, like I'm just shy of 9,000 steps.
28 active
Wow.
minutes isn't that much.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't see how that can be that accurate when it's on your wrist. Like
It's
everybody
pretty good, right?
moves differently when they walk. Some people sway quite a bit. Some people
Some
more
people
like
don't move their
balance,
arms
Some
when
people
they
don't move their arms at all.
It-
That's weird. when you
it-
say that.
It
Why are you
correlates
moving
like
your arms? Like
you could tell it if
Be
you put
happy
it
that you're
on
walking
your
around.
if you have put it on your dominant hand or your not dominant hand. Yes, and exactly
Yeah.
what you're thinking is true.
So what happens when you whack off, Kip?
oh,
Your active minutes go up?
Stranger, buddy.
Kim doesn't walk off.
No.
No, I have a
Just
beautiful
has a
wife.
mental orgasm.
Beautiful wife.
Karma Sutra? Tantric, that's what they call that.
Tantric, yeah, you never finish. That's pretty much.
No, it's not
you.
you never finish.
I'm pretty sure.
I think
yeah.
you
No, I
can
think it's
think
just
yourself into an orgasm. You get into a tantric state in this
Oh.
like you
And then
get
you
super
like, orgasm for
relaxed,
super long.
and then you you get in this mental state, and they can last apparently like hours. People are masters at it.
I've heard that, but basically
I'm not
my
good at it.
Coco's
I'm
trying
not
it
good
now.
at it.
Probably not a good thing to do it in a room with a bunch of guys.
No, please don't get tantric in here.
But basically, all my my source is American Pie, so I really don't.
Oh, from that one scene. I watched American Reunion on like Wednesday.
Oh, it wasn't
That-
bad.
no,
That's
it
a
was pretty funny.
movie. That-
Not-
I thought it's obviously it's not like the first or second, but it's funny.
Well, I like
it's the
yeah.
best one other than those two.
No, American
Yeah.
Wedding was hilarious.
American Wedding was fun.
Oh,
the
that's
dance
true.
scene was epic.
Yeah,
That's true.
and
That
when
was
he
hilarious.
eats that dog shit,
Tastes so good. Tastes so good.
They were all good though. Like
Yeah.
not one of them
tastes
was
like twigs
bad.
and berries.
No.
Like they did those like knockoffs where it was like American like band
Band
camp or
camp.
whatever. Those ones were mad. But those were even still kind of funny.
I
But
never,
all
I never
four of
watched
them
those.
were good. They were all really.
That's
good.
got to be one of the greatest movie franchises of all time. Not many go to 4 with the
I don't
original
think-
cast.
Like,
Star
money-wise?
Wars, Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's
Star
up there
Trek.
with those ones. Well, maybe it's not up there with those ones. It's definitely the greatest
What do you
comedy
mean by that?
franchise.
Well, I'll look it up. Like most money making like.
I don't know.
What
I
do you
mean
call-
everything.
They're-
Like longevity, sequels.
They did it
most
over a-
laughs per reel. I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Look that one up.
They did it almost over 2 decades, didn't they? No.
No, the,
Decade and
the
a
first
half.
one came out in '99, and I think Reunion came out in 2012.
What would you call it? Like
Over
movie
a decade.
series?
No, I would call it.
Popular movie
Uh,
franchise?
Franchise, yeah, franchise.
What did they call it when there's 3?
Trilogy.
Trilogy.
Yeah, it's a
But there was more than
quadrilogy.
3.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. But I don't think
Quadrilogy.
quadrilogy was the word I was looking for.
That's what it is, man. It's a quadrilogy.
I'm curious now. What are 30
It's definitely the most for a comic. What else had 3? Like Nutty
Harry
Professor?
Potter,
That
Pirates
was
of the
in a comedy.
Caribbean.
Well, technically, Dumb and Dumber's gonna have one. A trilogy.
Yeah, not with original cast though.
Yeah, true.
James Bond.
What's
That's probably the most amazing franchise
What's
ever.
Oh, I
There's
agree,
like
I
23
agree,
of them.
I agree.
What was the last really good movie you watched?
Oh, jeez.
Probably Django.
That was the last one?
Yeah.
I don't
That was a
even
long
know.
time ago.
I think shitty.
Was it
movies,
more than a
so-
year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been up for a while.
I watched Taxi Driver. Not that long
But isn't
ago.
that like a really old movie?
Yeah. But I hadn't seen it
Or
before.
no, that's Taxi with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, is it Taxi Driver or Taxi?
It's just
I
Taxi.
can't remember. Taxi.
Yeah.
I watched that. It's slow, but just simply like honestly, his performance makes that whole fucking movie.
De Niro.
Like the way they shoot the movie is it's kind of new and at
Meet
the
the
time and
Fockers
cool,
was another
but
comedy trilogy.
definitely
Oh, I
his
was like,
acting was fucking
acting.
amazing. The way his character progressed through the movie and just got more fucking psychotic and more fucking psychotic.
Way to ruin the movie for me.
You haven't seen it?
No,
Oh, you should watch it.
I was waiting
I
for the
haven't seen
30th
it.
anniversary
I
of
was
the
waiting
film.
for your
But
synopsis.
it doesn't ruin that doesn't ruin the movie though. Like it doesn't. Me saying that doesn't ruin you watching his progression.
What's the greatest movie where they only made one and there was no sequel?
No.
Well, I think Gone with the Wind or
Gone with the
Titanic.
Wind.
would
That's your
probably-
favorite?
No,
You're
you're just
romantic,
asking.
eh?
No, you're asking favorite or
Notebook.
you said what the
Definitely
most-
Notebook.
you said what the most popular. You didn't say what my favorite was. Like I think those would be my favorite movie of all time. Oh, that's a really
Hot Rod.
that is a really no. It is a funny movie.
But it is epic.
I don't know, man.
Schindler's
You know
List would have
what?
been good, but that was based on a
this
real
is
a lot
story.
of really good.
This
movies.
is like one of my favorite movies, and it's kind of new, well, newish, but it's not like a vintage classic one. But I loved Lucky Number 11. I thought the movie
That was a good
awesome.
movie.
It was.
Yeah.
I thought it
And
was like
I
good acting, and it was like good twists, and
Definitely underappreciated. I think it was
Yeah,
a good
I
movie.
agree.
I liked it a lot.
Hmm.
Iron Man's pretty fucking cool, man.
I hate that
It depends. Like if
Oh, I
I'm,
know. I like
I
it.
hate
It's-
Iron
you have
Man
to-
and I hate Spider-Man.
it's tough.
How about
to,
that?
There's too many Spider-Mans though.
Like
But like there's
Crappy franchise.
you could pick a movie like The Departed or
Batman's
something
good
like that
trilogy.
where it was really good, but it was one where you're thinking a lot. And
Yeah.
there's different kinds of movies. Like it's hard to
Yeah.
pick one.
I kind of feel
Favorite.
like Batman is taking like the James Bond model.
Yeah.
Like they pick new Batmans and then they
Well,
start
they're all
over
doing
and they
it
make.
now.
Yeah,
this
they're
the
all
new
doing it
Spider-Man
now.
is
That's a
so
total.
much
That's
better
the
than
James
the other
Bond
Spider-Man.
model.
Really? You think so?
yeah.
I didn't
agree.
like the first one.
Toby Maguire was in that
No,
series.
I liked those ones.
Oh, I didn't.
I didn't
he
like-
was too. I like if an action movie. Like I like how it's like Batman's awesome because it's dark and it's like mysterious.
But that's the
and
new
it's-
Batman. The old
Yeah, I
Batman
agree.
wasn't as
And-
dark.
No.
Right? That was a
I
different.
know, and I
They
like
like the new
I
like
James
the Tim
Bond.
Burton model that was like more animated and a little bit more kind of like
I like Val
sarcasm
Kilmer as
and-
Batman.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I agree. But for me,
It's a
my,
different-
no
it
one
was a
beats
different style,
Michael
though.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton and Christian Bale. Those are my two favorites.
Christian Bale was.
Christian
think
Bale
Val
is
Kilmer.
really, but you don't know. You got to wait till you see the new one, right?
Yeah.
So,
But that's
is Ben
definitely
Affleck,
the
who
same-
I think could play a very good Batman.
Really?
I honestly do think he's a very underrated actor. I think he's a very good actor.
I
He's
don't
not
think he's
Batman, though.
underrated though.
I think he
He's-
is underrated though. People just think he got big because of.
He looks like more of a Superman.
Mm.
Or is he playing? Is it Superman?
No,
or
no, no,
Batman?
he's Batman.
No,
He's
it's
Batman.
he's-
He's definitely
Then
Batman.
who's playing the new Superman?
Same guy that was doing it last time.
No. They got I think they got a new guy.
We need a producer.
I
Who are we
know.
gonna blame this on? Let's blame
Harder.
this on Harder.
Harder.
Harder. Jacob Harder.
Sorry for having plans with the Kuziks.
Jeez.
That's what he said. I asked him a couple days ago. I'm like, "What are you doing Friday?" He's like, we got plans with the Kuziks."
Well, they could have came over here and had a nice date.
Yeah.
I'm just.
That's true. Everybody.
They're
could've
probably
come
all
and hung out.
sitting around the fire listening to the
Oh, we
real
got
talk
two. We
anyway.
got two viewers again.
Those
That's
are probably
the
the two
Kuziks.
new ones. Emily
You think
probably.
No.
Emily probably turned it on.
Oh, she has it on
as soon as we-
two computers.
You know, she probably turned it off as soon as we started talking about comic book movies.
Ah, damn. Oh, we had three.
No, I'm just
Oh, jeez, you got me excited there.
hilarious.
It's going up.
So who likes
Austin has one, and so does Emily.
who likes Dr. Oz? Anybody watch Dr. Oz?
Oh,
Coco?
What?
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do. You've heard about his transgressions.
Transgressions. That's okay. Do you know who Dr. Oz is?
No, he's
He is a huge like daytime
TV guy.
TV
Kinda
like
Dr.
mogul.
Phil or something like that. Same idea.
No,
like,
no, it's more of like a medical show where they're giving like
oh,
health
I
advice
get
and
it,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Huge following. He has so many people listen to him and do
Well,
like
they do.
all the shit that he says.
You're right. They use the same guy for Batman, the new one.
Anyway,
And
they
They got Aquaman in it.
Spider-Man.
No, Aquaman
Superman.
is in
Superman.
it.
Superman.
The movie has Lois Lane, Clark Kent,
Yeah, the Superman. You said Batman.
Aquaman, and Batman.
Oh, I hope Vince from
It's
Entourage
Batman
is the
versus
Aquaman.
Superman: Dawn of Justice. They don't even have a plot yet, but they have the movie. They have. Look at that. That's fucking cool. The picture they have. Look at this. I'll show the.
You know what's awesome
That's
on
so
podcast?
cool.
Talking about pictures.
No, man, look at this. That is a fucking wicked logo.
it looks like the same as all the other ones.
Nah. That
Is it
looks
Superman
really cool.
and Batman?
I think that's it's
Oh.
Batman versus Superman. Hold on.
Versus.
Yeah. Let me see if I can put it.
You're
Anybody
the
watching?
Or we can just tell
That looks
people
really
to
cool.
just
Why is
Google
Batman versus Superman?
versus
Yeah,
Superman.
Google or IMDb. Batman
And-
versus Superman.
Okay, first of all, Superman would destroy Batman.
Obviously.
Without
There's
even
there's no competition.
Okay,
None.
okay. Generic question.
Batman has Robin.
If you could have one superpower,
Oh.
I'd be able to move things with my eyes
Really?
or my mind. Better, yeah,
Your
mind.
mind. Your
Not
eyes.
with my eyes.
Here, shit, my vision's going.
Hey Adam, come
I'm
over here.
old.
Give me a hand with this. Yeah, just 1 second. Move things with my mind.
Move things with your mind.
Yeah. That would come in handy.
Fuck, I want to say fly, but that's so.
So do I. kind of want to say
Don't
fly
you
or
dare.
super
To be
strength.
able to fly would be fucking wicked. You can go anywhere you want, whenever you want.
Imagine you
Like
I could
fly
just-
fast. So
I-
like in and not even an hour, you could be in like Italy.
I would like use my mind and move something like a hummingbird in front of you and have it smack you in the head.
Oh, that
Oh,
sounds.
see, you would
Like,
use
he
it
would
for
just-
violence.
He would just fly
I
away
know.
to Italy.
Not for violence, for humor. I would use it for
Violence.
humor. I
That
like, look, there
creates-
goes Koko. Smack.
How about like
Violence. That
how about like
creates
an
humor.
eidetic, or is it like a perfect memory? Not forget anything ever.
That's a gay superpower.
Stop saying gay,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Damn it.
true.
That's a
It
shit.
would definitely want me to suck.
I
some dick.
honestly think-
for sure.
I definitely think you've gotten worse just because Kivenden's on the podcast.
Yeah, I know. It got
And he
in
was
my
the one
head
that pointed
somehow.
out how
What do you
much
want?
you say gay.
Why are you
I also
saying
say-
gay a lot when I'm around,
I
man?
also say friggin' a lot. Which
That's
is
okay,
really,
though.
which is really annoying as well.
Whatever. It's better to
It's annoying when anybody
What, you start
uses
saying
any
fag
word
now?
too much,
But
which
fag-
I definitely do.
Fag's okay.
Fag's just as bad as gay.
Nah.
I would say worse.
They use fag to describe themselves now. Like if you listen to like
So?
Dan Scat Savage.
Well, if you
podcast-
want to get technical into that, black people call themselves
Yeah.
niggers.
Hey,
and you can't
whoa,
say that.
whoa!
Oh, no, we can't say that.
Hey,
What,
hey!
you don't mind insulting
this-
the gay
this is
people
the line,
when it comes
yeah.
to people that can beat you up? You're like, oh, kid, shut up, man.
Another stereotype.
Terminology used on this podcast by other.
By yourself? Try and
by the
distance
other
yourself
hosts
from your own
and
comment,
guests
Koko.
are
See how that
not
goes.
The views of the
Of
whole
the Koko.
entire show. Real Talk with Adam and Koko.
Mhm.
Whoa. Hey.
Did I just say
Hey.
it? Did I just take it to that level?
It's hard to talk
Yeah.
about race without
Yeah,
offending
I-
people.
Oh, extremely difficult.
Especially
hard
when
to
it's
talk
just
about
three, like... I was going to say middle-aged. That didn't sound right, though.
Late 20s.
Three early age.
I'm in my
Middle-aged.
20s
We
still,
are-
boys. I'm still in my 20s.
Are we not middle-aged?
for a few more months.
Are we
I would
not?
say
No, 1
middle-aged
year.
is 40.
It was just
Oh,
my
yeah,
birthday.
that's true. Yeah. 30, but 35?
It would be insulting to call someone that was like 30
30
middle-aged. that,
Hey, man, it's all
that
how
makes
you
me
feel.
feel.
and how
That makes
you
me feel like I
act,
wish
right?
I would have done that to some like 30-year-old guy when I was like 21 at the bar or something. Like, what is this middle-aged guy
Yeah,
doing
but
here?
you
He's
know
so
what
chubby.
that 30-year-old would do? Just beat the shit out of you.
Nah, he would. Nah,
Yeah.
he would.
Yeah, most likely would.
No,
A 30-year-old right now probably would beat the shit out of you.
Will you?
no.
Call Koko middle age right now.
I don't want to inflict pain during this.
okay, back to superpower. Remembering everything would be awesome.
That's
You'd be like the
so
smartest guy in the world.
Yeah, but
So
that's boring.
you're not gonna pick up
Who
any
cares?
girls.
Oh yes, I need to pick up girls. Who needs to pick up girls now?
Well, you still,
Koko's got a girlfriend.
yeah, I
You're a
know.
girlfriend. I'm
But-
married.
You still want to be adorned. That would be the
that's
great thing
true.
about being. I wouldn't be a superhero
That's
like
a good
song.
song.
Superman,
That's a good song, Miguel Adorn.
living like the anonymous life.
Fine.
I'd be out there
You're
peacocking.
super strong.
Be like, look at me, I can move shit with my mind. Look, the Eiffel Tower's upside down. Who did that?
I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm
It's
not
like an itchy
saying.
and scratchy commercial.
I'm not saying that
Cartoon.
moving stuff with your mind isn't a cool thing to have.
No.
It is. But
If you were flying, I would just move you closer to the ground.
You move the ground closer to him.
Oh, Koko crashed.
There's got to be some rules there, though. Like, you can't be able to move me if I can fly. I should be able to fly away from you.
No, moving things with your
So
mind.
you can be here.
beats
Hold
invisible.
flying.
Be invisible.
It's
They
like
won't
rock,
know where you
paper,
are.
scissors.
Hold on. So you could be here, sitting in that chair,
Yeah,
and I could be in fucking China,
yeah.
and you could just move me.
No, I would say that it would probably have to be within my line of sight.
What about teleporting?
But
Would
what
be
if-
pretty cool.
Teleporting.
Like that movie, I forget what it's called. But where the guy Jumper, where he can.
It was okay. That was an okay movie.
It was a different concept. It wasn't the best movie, but it was.
These-
Oh, you know what was another good movie? Was that
I need to get
21?
new chairs.
21 was a good movie. I like that one.
Nah, I didn't really
That
like
was
that.
okay. I wouldn't. You still have like
Oh yeah, sorry.
this guy.
See, if I could move things with my mind, I'd be able to take that bulb cap off my beer. I wouldn't even need an opener.
That's true. That would be cool.
You know
Have you
how
seen-
fat you would be
Hold on.
if you can move everything through
Have you seen the previews for that new, I think, Scarlett Johansson movie?
I haven't seen the previews for any.
Oh,
What the fuck
is
is
that
it
the
called?
with Morgan Freeman?
Yeah.
Yeah, where she can
She-
control. She has like uses 100% of her brain.
No, she starts like for some reason she's able to gradually gain more of her brain to use as
Like the guy in Phenomenon.
exactly, and she like there's a point that like what percent is she using now? She's at 28% of her brain at this point.
Koko's
What
talking in
what
stripper
percent can
voice.
she get to?
28%.
We have no idea. That's pretty much how the commercial goes.
Yeah.
And the whole like all of a sudden you start seeing her and she's looking and
Sure.
everything is like in bits, like where it's like ones and zeros, everything she's looking
It's
at.
Matrix.
And she can
It's
like
the
move
Matrix.
people
That's
and
digital
change
code.
her hair color.
Ones and zeros.
Like how the fuck does it, like being able to use your brain more make you be able to change your
That's-
hair color?
That's an exaggeration.
That's where the movie lost me because up till that point,
Did it
I was
go
like,
gray?
this looks like a really fucking cool movie.
What color did it turn from?
From blonde to black.
From blonde to black.
She's just walking and all of a sudden her hair is changing color. And then all of a sudden she's in a room and someone pulls a gun and she goes like this and everybody just falls to the ground.
It's
It's a little suspect.
it's a fiction movie.
But honestly up to that point, it seemed like a really cool movie.
Yeah.
Like she's really smart, she knows when things are gonna happen, her reflexes are faster, like all these things that make sense.
Yeah, but that would be the movie Phenomenon then if it was just like that.
it's kind of on the same basis as like the movie Inception,
That was a sweet.
where
It was a sweet
it was a
movie.
really good movie. Where it's just it's
Shawshank.
it's not gonna. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, agreed.
It's
That's
a great movie.
Hard to make a sequel to that.
It is. Godfather.
They made
Godfather
sequels to
2.
that.
Sequels to
I'm
it.
just saying, like those
They never made a sequel to Godfather.
those are amazing movies.
They
Like
did.
it's really hard to pick one movie.
Fast and the Furious.
Man,
But
I
all of
don't-
those have sequels.
I don't give a
The
shit.
question
Those
was
are all
movies
good.
that don't have sequels.
They're the definition of like a manufactured movie.
Doesn't matter. The only one that I haven't watched and been like fucking cool, man. I don't care how bad the acting is or the
It's not
cheesy
what I-
one-liners. They know how to make a cool fucking movie.
Who's they?
Whoever's doing whoever
No,
is
those
in charge of
movies
Fast and
suck.
Furious.
No,
The
but he
first
just
one
hates
and
it
the
'cause he
second
hates-
one were great. The third one,
They
whatever,
weren't great.
Tokyo Drift sucked. But the last three were all just as good as like the first one or the first couple. Like the last one with Vin Diesel with
I haven't
The
seen
Rock?
last one.
really fucking cool. Like just cool stunts, cars going fast. Like it's
I
just
would
a movie
really
you
like to
watch and
watch
go,
the
that's
last
really
one.
cool.
You know what I feel like we don't have right now in Hollywood is like a superhero guy like Schwarzenegger used to be and Stallone.
The Rock.
Yeah, but he does.
It is The Rock. He just did Hercules.
Did
he just finished Hercules.
Yeah.
What else did he do though?
He did this one called Snitch. He did.
Yeah, that's a shitty movie.
Yeah, but it's still like Schwarzenegger did those too. He didn't.
Yeah,
all
I
his
know.
movies weren't fucking gems.
Will Smith did
Yeah.
some.
Will Smith was for like,
Yeah,
no,
he
No, I'm not saying anything good about Hancock. That
pretty
movie
much
sucked.
the new. Actually, no. You know who it is? Jason Statham. That's the guy. That's the only other guy. It's either
He's
The
like
Rock
he's
or
like the
Jason Statham.
realistic.
He's not
He's
super.
definitely not realistic.
He's
Oh
not
no,
super
no, but
tough,
like
though.
he doesn't have superpowers.
No, okay. fair
He's
enough. I
like-
knew there
he's
was
like-
The Rock
he
in
would
any
just
of
be like,
his.
No,
Oh,
Schwarzenegger
Hercules.
never did either.
No.
Hercules is like
Is he?
I
I
mean,
guess
this
he's
is
super. He has super
strong.
strength or whatever.
Yeah,
but
super strength.
Hercules was fucking cool. I used to really love like playing like the Hercules.
You seem
Everything.
more of a
Yeah,
Xena fan
Castle
to me.
Grayskull. I liked Xena too.
Just remember why that show went off the air. And to get that screaming to stop.
What was her name?
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless, and she was an opera singer.
We could have had a hot chick do it.
She was
Lucy Lawless was hot.
She was.
Oh.
She had that I will put you in a figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah.
And make you.
See, there's the
You
difference.
should
There's
make
a
that
difference
as your,
between our definitions of hot. You can put me
You
in a
don't
figure
find
4
that
headlock.
hot?
You didn't like Lucy Lawless?
You don't
I mean,
find
she wasn't
running
ugly,
around,
but she
throwing
wasn't.
that strange
you don't
circle
find
around?
She
Ronda
was.
Rousey
She was
hot?
fit, but
Ronda Rousey's pretty hot. She
Yeah, she's
beat
really
the
hot.
fuck out of you.
Ronda Rousey.
Oh, she the
UFC
MMA
fighter.
chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Kind of scary, though.
Oh, super intimidating.
Hold on.
Would you go on a date with her? You would piss her off.
Fucking right, I go on a date with her. No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah. You'd make her angry, and then she'd
No.
armbar your penis.
No, that would be you.
That would never happen. You would.
Yeah,
I would.
I never go on dates and make people angry. I go on dates and make people go, this guy's fucking cool.
I thought you were gonna scream an orgasm sound. Were you-
Make-
That would have been way better. I go on dates and make her. I'm like, wow, he set himself up for a brilliant joke there.
Yeah.
You weren't even thinking about it. You went with make him
He took the
feel
high
sexy.
road.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Good
I
for you,
didn't want
Koko.
to boast
Good for
too much,
you.
right? You got to keep it to a.
Oh yeah,
Even
you're
keel
not
level.
known for boasting.
Anyway, what's this say? Baby mama lost the video streaming. It's back. Never mind.
Oh.
I don't know if anybody else lost it, but sorry about that. Yeah.
Maybe it was that high pitched squeal that threw it
It doesn't. No. So, did you hear about this? I can't remember what country it is, but there was this. I think it was Russia. This 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Was basically he's being charged with child molestation charges.
off. A 17-year-old.
17-year-old because his girlfriend, who is 15,
Yeah.
him and her were sending basically pictures and whatever, sexting, that type of stuff, and the mom of
Yeah.
the 15-year-old found out
Right.
and is charging him as hard as she can, pun intended. And
I wasn't going there. Adam, you were
but
thinking
here's
of
no okay, hold on.
You're
Here's the
taking my joke
fucking
away.
here's the kicker. They are because there's
But he's a minor as well.
maybe he's not in Russia.
No.
Oh, never mind. This isn't in Russia. This is in the U.S.
I was gonna say that
Manassas.
sounds more like in the States.
This is in Manassas.
Manassas?
Yeah. So
Like I'm supposed to know where that is.
they
It's in Manassas.
they exchanged explicit pictures and videos. The girl's mother, who filed the complaint, has not been charged for some. Yeah.
How would
Anyway,
she be
it's your
charged?
mother. Do you have this story
Yeah. It's
even
right here.
closely to
No,
write?
it is 100%. That's exactly
That's
what
close.
happened. So the mother is basically flipping out because she found out her 15-year-old daughter is sexting and sending pictures with a 17-year-old and has charged the kid with whatever she can,
Mhm.
and now they are demanding that he give them dick pictures so they can prove that it's him.
The parents are
The law, the court,
the law.
the court.
The
The prosecutor.
court wants dick pictures of the
Yes.
17-year-old,
You know,
and that will be okay, and not
yeah, because
molestation.
he's not 18.
But
You can't do that.
but
A
what he did was
17-year-old
wrong.
from
I don't know.
Manassas City, Virginia, who is facing felony charges in a sexting case, might be forced to show police his erection.
The only way I could see the other side of this a little bit is if this guy was sending pictures of his dick
hold
to
on.
her,
This is what they're
and
charging.
she wasn't sending any back, and
Yeah.
she didn't want pictures of his
Yeah,
dick.
exactly.
If he was just
But still,
I'm gonna send this chick a picture of my dick and see what happens.
She's under
then,
16.
Then I could see the mom getting
Yeah,
upset
for sure.
legitimately.
But obviously the mom is embarrassed by what's going on, and she wants to make she wants to give send an example to her daughter, you can't be doing this. This is wrong. It's his fault. It's not your fault. Just don't do it again. Type of a thing.
It'd be
but
really
was
funny.
the girl sending nude pictures too?
Yes, they both were.
You know what'd be really funny?
Sims is facing 2 felony charges for manufacturing and distributing child pornography after he and his then girlfriend, who was 15 at the time, exchanged explicit pictures and videos.
Oh,
You-
so it said that he was sharing it though.
No, it was just between the 2 of them.
She found them.
Yeah,
You know what'd be
that's
really
it.
funny though if he was sending pictures of bigger dicks that he found on the internet. He's in the clear.
Yeah, that would be funny actually. It's like no, that's
Hey,
not my
no,
dick.
that's not my dick.
So this is what the guy said, or the stepmom of the guy said. He said they took him to a room and took pictures of his genitalia. I asked if they're allowed to do that, and Trey, who's this guy, said I tried to refuse, which he did. He didn't want to do it. They told him if he did not, they would do it by force.
Take pictures of his
That's
dick by
fucking
force.
weird. What, like,
Is this in the
really
South? We never
fucking
really...
weird. Yeah, Manassas.
Yeah, it's in Manassas.
Which is
Can
the
we tell us
same.
the state?
Yeah.
Or is that's not a
Is
state?
Are you just reading Massachusetts
No, it says
abbreviated?
Manassas. Hold on.
But Manassas
Hold on.
what? I don't know where that is.
Manassas, Virginia.
Geography.
Virginia.
Okay,
And that's where there's a documentary actually I just watched the other night that was really good called Undisputed about this team from Manassas, which is like a potter town, most of it inner city black kids, and they start this football team and like it's all about like how the coach basically like brings these kids from like their troubled youth and always getting arrested and families are broken and all this stuff and brings them to like a winning team to the playoffs for the first time since like
The Blind Side?
'89. No, this is different.
Just
That
kidding.
was college.
My
And then there's like
apologies.
this one kid on the show who's like really fucked up and his dad left and he just wants to fight everyone. But the amazing thing about that video that I listened was that the way they talked. Like it was like sometimes, to be honest, sometimes when we listen to our podcast, I'm like, fuck, I sound like an idiot. Like just I don't have a very good vocabulary. Like it's not a very I don't have a vast vocabulary, right? Neither do
Way to pull vast
really. Like I'll really think about it. The podcasts we listen to,
No.
their vocabulary level is a lot higher.
The one,
But listening to
I
watching
wish
this
I had a better
documentary,
vocabulary and better conversation skills.
it's just
instead of using the word gay. And
it's
freaking
amazing. They sound
There's
like
nothing getting it,
they
buddy.
don't. To our standard, it sounds like they don't even learn English. They just learn
It's
to
slang,
put words together.
Yeah.
And yet some of these kids who sound like that have like a 3.0 GPA. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
You also have to like consider like the schools they're going to and everything. But
That's
no
true.
means I'm downplaying their intelligence. Just because someone can't speak doesn't mean that they're not very intelligent.
I don't think we
That's
haven't had like a great speaker as a public figure for a long time.
Obama
Like-
would be
like-
the closest,
like,
but he's not.
nah,
even really
he's not a great
he's
speaker.
Okay.
What famous things has he said?
Well, that's why he got
Everything's
into power was
overplayed,
because
though.
of his speeches. His
Yeah,
articulate-
I'd
he was
say
very
he's
articulate.
better than average.
He-
I wouldn't put him on great on the
No,
scale of
I
like
wouldn't either.
20th century greats.
I wouldn't either, but he was,
Like not up there with like
He's still the
JFK
best we've had in a
and
long
Churchill,
time.
Martin Luther King, those
Bill
guys.
Clinton even was very good.
Yeah, well, he talked to a lot of girls into sucking his dick.
Yeah, but he also was just a very good speaker. That's why he was the beloved president that he was too.
The beloved president that he was.
Well, everybody loved Bill Clinton until all that shit happened.
Yeah.
Which,
I liked him
even
better
that's-
after.
Who gives a fuck? Like, why is that something that you're
Right,
judging
well-
your president on? Who cares?
Well,
Yeah.
it's because he was lying.
He's the president of the fucking
I can
United
tell you
States. Girls want to suck his dick.
I can tell you exactly why they view it as wrong. Because they look at it as an abuse of power. Because he has a lot of power.
How? Hold on.
I am
And
not
the
getting
woman
into
worked for
American
him,
Politics.
And the woman worked for him as his
Okay.
secretary.
Again.
So again, he's in a position of power.
But why? Okay, I'm sorry, but
Just like a
we're
teacher is
fucking
over a student.
grown-ups. You can do what you
how
want
old?
to do.
Lewinsky
People
was
are
like
manipulating
21 when
easily.
that happened.
So what?
It doesn't matter.
So
people,
what?
People can be
I'm sorry, but
manipulated
if
by
she
power. It doesn't matter
chooses
me.
to do it, and she's 21 years old,
Yeah.
and he is of power, so what?
Yeah, but they can.
I don't
If you're in a position of power, you can use influence. Not everybody has. It's
Okay.
not a playing.
You're fired.
It's not an
Don't
equal
stop
playing
Okay,
field.
fair enough.
You can be like, hey,
That's a
do you want to do all this paperwork, or you want to hang out in my office with Slick Willie?
Can we talk about how awesome Adam's impersonation of Bill Clinton just was? Hey, everybody!
You know what? It took me like a few seconds to realize he was doing the
Yeah.
accent to start.
That's why it's an
Hey,
abuse
you know what?
of
It's
power.
better than any accent I could do. Bill Clinton.
Oh, I'm shit terrible.
Now,
at
I'm not
accents.
even taking Lewinsky's side. She probably did want to suck
I
his
did
dick.
not have
But
sexual
that's why they didn't like it, because he was
Yeah.
lying. That's a lie when he said that. They asked him point blank,
No, fair
and he's
enough.
like, no.
I get it, but he lied because everybody cared so much. Now, I get what you're saying about if
But that's why
if
people get upset. They're
circumstances
like,
are
our
there
president
where
is abusing
he's-
power, and he's lying.
But
Get
you
this
know,
guy out
you
of
know
here.
how
Hold
many,
up.
how many times situations like that actually happen, and then their media person, publicist, covers it up? I'm not saying that,
Yeah.
like, Obama's getting
Yeah,
his dick
sure.
sucked by secretaries and shit, but it's, that's...
Whoa, that's an allegation.
Yeah, like,
I started with,
He
I know
said-
I
he
don't cut this.
he said, I'm
Kevin
not.
says
Yeah.
Obama's getting his dick sucked by secretaries
First
all
one,
over the
real
office.
But like I'm just saying, like in general with the media and everything, like how much publicists like actually cover up things like that we don't hear about.
For
where it
sure, I
happens.
agree.
Probably way more than you actually
Why do you
know
think
about.
that there's so many stars, like movie stars and music stars, that you hear nothing about? And yet, there's these few that you hear everything about. Because they want that out there, because they're not that talented, and they need their name out there so they can keep selling records.
It's like
there's a lot
the
of
Bieber thing he has to pay $10,000 to repair his neighbor's damages for egging his house.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's nothing to him though.
oh no, I know it's pennies.
$10,000.
That's absolutely nothing.
He
But I
makes
just
more
I
than
heard
that
that.
in one show.
That is nothing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, here, hold on, let me pull.
Yeah.
I can't believe, are girls still fainting when they see him?
Probably.
I thought that the people that liked him when he first got famous would have eventually grown up and he would have kind of disappeared. But he seems to be lingering around.
He's a teen and he's growing up. And
He's
going
still a
through shit.
good-looking fucking dude, and young girls are gonna like him.
Yeah, and he's got so
And
much
he can
money,
sing.
and
He can actually
very,
sing.
He's very
He
talented.
legitimately
singer.
is.
But most of those like boy bands, they're only around for a
He's
couple
in a
years.
boy
And
band.
I
It's
know,
different.
but yeah,
Yeah, well, you can say that about any girl.
Well,
Like,
Justin
look at
Timberlake.
yeah.
He's fucking still balling.
a stud. Just simply.
1 out
say
of
that.
5.
Hashtag stud.
Well, look at like you can go like Christina Aguilera had like an album come out like last year, and so did
She wasn't a star when she was a teenager,
yeah, she was.
was she? I don't think she was
Who?
a teenager.
Christina
Christina
Aguilera.
Oh
Aguilera.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Britney
she was-
Spears.
she was
Britney
16,
Spears
just like
too.
Britney Spears.
And she
Yeah,
just had an
same
album
age.
come out not that like maybe a year ago as well. The Backstreet Boys just went on tour or something.
Okay, you're right.
Good argument.
Some of them stick around. I just felt like most of them faded away.
All I'm
Why is
saying
Britney Spears
is
still
that
here? That's a better
obviously, if you're like, even in the movie industry, obviously, if your power is being used as influence, like you can have this if you do this, yes, that is wrong. But I guarantee you, he doesn't have to do that. He's the fucking president of the United States. Girls just want to suck his dick
Yeah.
because he's the president.
That's
Just like movie stars and rock stars.
That's the ultimate.
I'm
Girls
not
want to be with
saying-
them because of who
I'm
they
not
are.
saying nobody wants him. I'm saying it was the reason people were upset was because he lied and because he abused his power. Now,
Okay,
I'm not
that's true.
saying
I agree.
that he should be impeached. Like, yeah, I'm surprised more presidents don't get caught for it. I think they all used to do it.
Oh.
And then, like, when at the time when Bill Clinton got into office, that was when, like, things were starting to get a little tight. They were starting to get a lot more cameras around, and people started getting busted for that
Media,
shit.
man. Media's changing
Yeah.
everything so
There's
much.
no way Obama
Back
could get away
to
with
the
something
best
now.
movie I've seen in a long time, Wolf of Wall Street.
That is a very fucking good
I was just
Haven't
thinking
seen it.
about authority and
Yeah.
doing blow.
Way back.
You gonna pee?
Yeah, it's all you.
Blowing gum or whatever Koko said.
Yeah. The blow and tickle.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie.
Wolf of Wall Street.
No, I want
it's-
to.
It's basically. You want me to sum it up? Synopsis.
Yeah, sure.
He gets into like penny stocks and then gets huge in penny stocks and then just like lives this like free and wild rock star lifestyle and just parties and does drugs and he just gets bigger and bigger with the penny stocks and then like has this huge like empire
Yeah.
and is just making so much money and he's just traveling all over the world and doing
Yeah.
all this stuff and then like he's like he just a huge drug addict and but he does like blow and he does what are they called I forget what they call what are the drugs that he takes in Wolf of Wall Street.
What do they call them?
Quaaludes?
Quaaludes, yeah.
Quaaludes.
He takes- yeah. So like he's like addicted to those, and then he's about to get out of the game, and then he comes back, and then gets busted. Long story short,
Oh, he was
You
doing
haven't
shit
s-
illegal.
You
and
haven't
stuff?
seen Wolf
Yeah.
of Wall Street?
No.
Fucking
man, it's right up your alley.
Yeah. How come? What do you guys do when you want to see a new movie and you haven't seen it in theaters and you want to watch it at home?
Yeah.
I
Do you,
just
do you go and rent one?
No, you just do it on either Netflix or you order
Yeah,
it
but
on
it's
Shop.
not. But it's not on Netflix.
If it's not on either of those,
Yeah.
well then I don't know. You have to go to the movie store. But that
I
hasn't
would
happened.
never download it on a torrent.
That hasn't happened to me. I do it. Yeah, me neither.
I would never do that. Ever.
Ever would
I would never get to it illegally.
I mean, like allegedly, people have said that
Yeah.
I've downloaded and possibly even Wolf of Wall Street. I might have watched on my couch on my computer.
yeah.
These people, I don't know
Hearsay.
who they are. It's hearsay, but
See, it's still kind of a
You can
pain
do
in the ass.
it can be done.
Why can't it just be like have like a huge library on Netflix where we have like everything? That's what I want.
Good question.
Or even just like a regular site where you can just like pay for it.
I think that's gonna happen.
Can't you get them on iTunes? Can you buy a
you
brand new?
can get lots on iTunes.
Can
I
you
don't
get
know
like
if
a
all of
brand
them
new
are.
release on iTunes? Why can't we
Oh
do
yeah,
that?
brand new releases. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I could go.
But
on
anything else, like It's always those ones that have like just been out of theaters for like a couple years that you.
That's
can't
what they
find.
get on iTunes. Oh,
Those are the ones you can't find because they're not brand new and they're not the older ones,
right.
right? They come in, they're popular, and then they take them off for a while. They put something else on, and then eventually they come back in those types of sites, right? Like Netflix, same type of thing, or Shaw on Demand.
Yeah, but even Netflix doesn't even get stuff always that's like a couple years old. They get the odd big one and a lot of documentaries and TV series.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Did you hear that Russia eliminated 90% of Cuba's debt to them?
Really?
Yeah,
90% of it?
90%, $32 billion. They just wiped. They're like, yeah, we're good.
Huh.
Yeah. Pretty.
Man, I don't know what Russia's up to, but that's kind of like
The
Cuba
rest is-
was a great ally of Russia, like in the Cold War, even though they were a small nation.
Yeah.
But
It's just location. Though.
yeah, exactly. It was just
But you
location.
think that might
But
be
that
like
kind
what
of
they're.
relationship was a little bit strained, like when the Cold War ended and Russia went bankrupt and they weren't like great buddies anymore because they didn't have any money. Now he's like, the guy is getting to Ukraine, which used to be a Cold War state. He's got friggin', what the hell was the name that once over the sea? Part of Russia? Ukraine? Was that province? It's been in the news every day for like months. Ugh, fuck. Can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
Country?
I can't remember. Either.
No, it was a province of Ukraine.
Oh.
Can't believe you don't know that. And now he's getting like Cuba back on board. He's like making all his old allies again. He'll have the Kazakhstan and Georgia next.
Oh, I was actually
Putin is I don't know. He's up to something. He's making some maneuvers. He's been in charge for a long time in Russia.
He has.
It's like they can't get rid of him. He's almost turning back into a dictator, and he's getting the old gang back together. A little bit scary. Keep an eye on that guy.
But
Noted.
they did this before, eh? They did it with North Korea. They eliminated 90% of the debt with North Korea as well, which was like $11 billion. Why
See,
are they doing this?
I wonder if like
It's weird.
if like
Saudi Arabia, they had a whole bunch of people. They were like putting all their forces down like southwest Russia, weren't they? I don't
Fuck,
know.
where was that in the Ukraine again?
I can't remember.
But I know you're.
I wonder if they're making
remember
like backhanded deals though. Like
That's kind of what it seems.
like maybe like Cuba's like, hey Putin, we'll give you $1 billion to your personal bank account if you, the guy that's running Russia, will eliminate 90% of our debt to your country. Okay. Putin says okay.
My thought initially when I heard it was that it was because they wanted to bring nukes there again. That was my.
No, they haven't been. That would be a bold move.
Then-
Taking nuclear weapons
The
to
only reason
Cuba?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
Nah, nobody
when I
wants that
first
shit
heard it,
again.
All the shit that's going on with the states and Russia again, you never know.
Yeah, I know. We need to
Some-
de-escalate the situation.
Think
Don't
about
throw
it.
something out there like
Hold
nukes
on.
in Cuba.
Hold on.
Don't give them any ideas.
I
Honestly,
can't handle this
because
right now.
they're listening.
Oh, they have, yeah, like they haven't thought of it. How long do you think again before someone like
North
Hitler or that
Hitler?
comes around again?
Man.
Well, you think it's just not going to happen again?
If anything's closer
Really?
to it's North Korea because they are like.
But they don't have the firepower.
I know they don't, but
to do
they
anything. Russia
have
does.
they have the mentality more. I by no means I'm an expert in this whatsoever, but my opinion is that they have the mentality to do it. They just need to find the resources.
Yeah, I think I think really actually the only guy or leader or dictator, whatever you want to call him, is Putin. He's the only one in the last 20 years that I think, oh yeah, this guy could fucking start some shit. This guy could really fuck what we've kind of built.
Yeah, well, they've only really gotten powerful again in the last like five years. I don't know. I hope they don't want to like another arms race.
No, I hope so.
Those are shitty
I can't
times.
I can't see something like that happening.
Yeah.
Again.
Plus
I really
now
can't. And, like,
everybody
you said
has
with
the
Hitler-
internet. We're all connected.
Yeah, with like the Hitler thing, like there's no way in hell that could happen.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say there's no way in hell, but yeah,
No.
that would be really weird. Like having like one guy like murdering like an entire race of people.
Yeah.
I
Like
really,
we're like too connected. It's I feel like you would like see it coming too. There's eyes and cameras
there's-
everywhere.
there's
We'd be
so
like,
many-
wow.
There's
this
so many
guy from-
powerhouses though now in like the world that where it's not just like China, Russia, and North America. like there's so many people have so much power now that they could put a stop to that. Like if you're
Well, that was the same in World War II, though. It was just that, like, it was, like, fairly equal. People just chose sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Italy went with Germany, and so did Russia for a while, then they changed their mind. Austria, Hungary, all with Germany.
Yeah. that
Romania,
was weird. Like,
Japan.
Just like, oh, nah, we don't want to be with you anymore. Let's swap over to the
No,
other
it was
side.
just the form of government. Those were all already fascist states.
Yeah.
Fascism was invented in Germany.
Yeah.
Which basically means it's like the coalition of corporations and government. So a lot of like big business have like a lot of power with the government.
So you're saying that Americans are fascist?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what
pretty
the
much
definition,
what you're saying right there.
I'm saying that's the definition of fascism. And but like Japan had a very similar style of government. Italy, actually, you know what? I think fascism started in Italy. It did start in Germany. Italy had a fascist government. I don't think I don't know for sure. I think Austria went with Germany and the fascism, but I think Hungary didn't really want to, but they were forced into it. They weren't very big. But yeah, that's kind of how that all went down.
No, Hungary stayed with.
It was all
Russia.
different ideologies, and the Russians were actually communists, which is kind of weird. They went with the German side of things because their political belief is the totally other wing.
Mhm.
But that's probably partly why they changed halfway through.
Is this all in your secret notes on your phone?
No,
We
Yeah,
just
but-
always ends up talking.
I
about
love
war.
This guy loves the war.
especially earliest 20th century history,
Like
World
if
War
you,
II.
if anyone
yeah,
listen
no.
to this loves that kind of stuff, definitely get Hardcore History, that
Nice.
podcast with Dan Carlin.
Yeah.
Fuck, the guy knows how to tell
You
a
ever
story.
listen to any podcasts, Kip?
Amazing
No?
podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems
I
like
would-
there's
I
not that
should.
many. You're not overly interested in history, but those podcasts
They
are so
fucking
damn
suck me
good
in, man.
I know.
that
I
suck
even
you
like
in.
you liked it.
I
He
love.
knows how to. He
He
knows.
is one of the all-time great storytellers.
I trust me. I love war and history. Like when we were in Germany, going on all those
Yes.
tours and stuff like that. They're some of the most phenomenal things I've ever seen and learned. Even if I remember.
Berlin is a really
Just,
really
we were-
interesting city.
Well,
Super
Adam
interesting.
and I traveled around Berlin for I think a week
Yeah,
in 2010, 2000, anyways.
whatever.
We went on 2 different tours while we were there. One of the first tour we went on was a rise of Hitler and his regime.
Yeah.
And it was just
It's called the Third Reich Walking Tour of
Yes,
Berlin.
and we walked around and it was just keep talking about how Hitler came to power and everything he had endured and went through.
Yeah.
And then the next day we went on another tour that was all about going over. It was what was it? It was the Cold War.
Cold War.
It was Cold War in Berlin, and they went over the Berlin Wall and just
That's
learned
super
so much stuff
interesting,
about all the Russian Russian police and how they were so against everything to do with Western Europe or Western Germany and North America, and we heard stories of they would show they were not allowed to, the Eastern Germany wasn't allowed to show any they weren't allowed to watch anything to do with any television related to Western Germany or North America. So in the schools they'd show a picture of Big Bird or something like that, and they watch the kids' reactions, and they're if the kid had this positive reaction to Big Bird because they watched Sesame Street or something like that, the Russian police would go, I forget what their title was, but they'd go and pick up their parents, and what they'd blindfold them and put a bag over their head, and then drive around the city for an hour and a half, so they think that they're way out in the country, and then put them in this building where it's all pitch black, and torture them to find out where they're getting their television. It was insane.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a crazy story. Another crazy story from the Third Reich tour. We went by this building that's still abandoned. It got bombed out in World War II, and it was a building that was mostly full of Jewish people. And to this day, it's still there, empty, because they can't figure out who the building rightfully belongs to.
Really?
Most of the occupants
So
were
it's
all
just sitting there with
right
nothing?
in the center of Berlin, downtown, prime real estate. They can't figure out who rightfully owns it. Most of the people that lived there were all murdered in the Holocaust. So many people in Germany, in general, troops, they lost. I don't even know what the numbers are. How many people Germany lost? Mostly a lot. Well, their own fault, but still, a lot of people that weren't for that type of government, just were the wrong age and got signed up and got freaking bombed. Yeah, I would say that's probably the most brutal war in history.
I read
The
it
First World War.
Second.
No, the First World War.
Second.
You think it's the second?
Yeah, way more people died in the Second World War.
But I bet you
I do.
way more people.
Yeah.
Way more people died like horrific deaths in the first.
In the
World
First
War.
Well, they didn't
War.
have
Like you
any
could
way
die
to-
of like
Yeah.
gangrene.
Well, they didn't have penicillin then. They had no way to treat
But
it.
that's what that's
like,
what that
I'd rather
whole
die
thing.
than that than get
Well, for
blown
me, at
up.
least, listening to that whole First World War hardcore history so far,
Mhm.
I think it was American Peril or
No, it was
What was it
called
called?
Armageddon.
Armageddon. That's pretty much what you're learning in it. Is that it's way worse than the fucking Second World War, which
No,
is what
man.
we learn about in school.
Go by numbers.
Yeah, but that's just numbers.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
think
know.
percentage-wise, like huge mass slaughters.
Yeah. What do you
World War.
percentage-wise?
Yeah, but you also have to think about different bombs.
Like,
certain
there was
bombs that,
that-
went off
there
in
was-
World War II.
There was
They said
parts
it's
of
quick.
that war in the beginning where they had it was what like 25,000 men a day were
Yeah.
dying.
Well, I'm not saying it wasn't ruthless. I'm saying there was
But
more
I just
people
had, like-
died in World War II.
But you got to think about the type of weapons.
yeah.
The
The weapons
the
in World War II
advances-
were worse.
They were.
They
I
had
agree,
this-
but they had so much more to work with in the Second World War. I think the First World War was way more brutal.
I agree, more brutal.
Way
I
more
definitely
brutal.
agree, more brutal. But with Adam, what
I think it
Adam
was
saying,
more hand-to-hand.
There was more deaths in the Second
Close
World War.
combat.
Yeah, no,
Right?
Yeah, they had a lot of close combat in World War II, though, but not so much that. I think they had a lot more
You
bayonet
guys
And
watch
more-
Band
more-
of Brothers?
Just
Yes,
more.
unreal.
Oh, so good.
So good.
So
You want a good war show, Koko? Like right up there with Saving Private Ryan, maybe even better. Watch Band of Brothers, 10-part miniseries.
Yeah.
It costs like $100 to buy it.
The
Maybe
second-
you can just download
The
it. on
second
torrent.
one, yes, if you were into that or knew somebody who
Yeah.
was into that,
I would love to
allegedly.
watch that again. One of my all-time favorite shows ever.
We're
The second
winding-
one was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one, but
we're winding
So what
down
do you mean the second
time
one?
here,
It was a
boys.
10-part miniseries.
Sorry.
Oh, the war in the Pacific.
One at a time.
That was good. We're winding down on time here, boys.
All right.
You want to call her? You want to do keep going? Do a two-parter? We've done. Most of them are two-parters. This
I
point
don't know.
on.
You kind of interrupted.
We can just start. We can just keep going.
Alright.
We've had no problem. We've been talking this whole time.
I'm game.
I just like
Sure.
to have this little bit of break because I can cut this out, right? And then when we start again, I'll say
for the
what I
people
need to
listening
say
live.
to start again. You guys just be quiet, and then it'll be like nothing happened. I can cut this whole section out. Who cares? The people, not who cares about people listening live, but who
I
cares?
love you, Emily.
They're gonna listen. They know what's going on, right? They'll just keep.
All right.
keep paying
Let's go.
attention.
Are we ready to go?
Let's keep going. Okay. So we're just
Record
gonna.
how many topics on your
I need you to.
Shut
No,
up.
let's just go.
I'm turned
So
off.
sorry about that, guys. We just had a little pause there. We wanted to do part 2, and we're just gonna jump right back into what we were talking about before. So, you honestly, you believe that the Second World War was
More
way,
devastating.
way more devastating.
They killed like 7 million Jewish people. Murdered them.
They hit
Not
death camps.
not even in combat.
Yeah.
Just in concentration camps.
I just think people went through like it was a more brutal way to die for the most part. In the
Most of
First
them
World
still
War.
got shot,
Yeah.
and that was the same as in World War II.
Like the medical technology was way worse.
That part,
Yeah,
yes,
but
the
they-
after effect.
but
But you're still actually dying from the gun wound, not the medicine. The medicine can save you, and they were obviously they had penicillin by World War II, which was huge. But even with penicillin, still more people died in World War II.
It's such a fucking weird thing. Like what possesses someone to all of a sudden decide they're gonna kill a whole fucking?
It did-
Man, there's racist
Type-
people out there. who
I
die.
get it, but they killed. How many million did they
It
kill?
didn't,
Like
it didn't start
Yeah,
as
it's a
it wasn't.
clusterfuck.
It wasn't like he was like the whole time he's like, I just hate Jewish people and I want to kill them all and like make like this ultimate race. But it was like a progression. Like he originally put everything into all the Jewish people because that was like the easy people to blame because they were like smart with their money and they were a lot of the people who had money in Germany. So then he put them in work camps and then took their money and then made them work to get themselves out of the depression, and then it slowly like progressed into like when we were in was it Dachau?
Yep.
We went through,
Outside of Munich.
yeah, we went through Dachau, a concentration camp, and it was like honestly like I'm getting chills thinking about it. It was the weirdest feeling weirdest sensation
Coco's
I've ever
going to
had.
Munich.
I am.
If you go to the concentration
You
camp
should
there,
go
it
to-
will ruin your day. For certain.
Yes, it will.
That'll be a day I don't. I guess you probably should just go hungover.
But I don't know.
Or
You
you
planning to
don't.
go to a concentration camp hungover?
It
You're
does.
figuring out that seemed rather
We
little
went.
bit rude.
We
Well, no,
picked it-
I'm just saying. Like,
we were there
Would that
for-
make it a little bit easier to take, or
No.
would it make it worse?
It would probably make it worse. We were there for
Probably not.
Like if you went to a concentration camp baked, you would make
Man,
it worse.
it's not a party.
100% make it worse.
Don't
I'm just
smoke
saying.
weed when you go there.
That's when you'd be like, fuck.
You're gonna be like that regardless.
This is some
even if you're like
shit.
sober or not hungover.
Yeah, fair
Like,
enough.
mind you, Adam and I, we were there for Oktoberfest, so it's not like we were sober when we were like.
Well,
for
we
the
may-
whole trip. We were sober for when we went to the concentration camp. Don't get me wrong, like, it was a day trip. But like, what I was getting back to was
We didn't talk for like an hour after we left.
Yeah,
We were ready
the
to settle
feeling
the train
you
finally.
get when you walk in there is just like. You just get goosebumps and you're just like, I can't believe this is so surreal that like this actually happened. And they show like the evolution of the work camps into the concentration camps. So it's like it's first started as a work camp so that Germany was the first country to get out of the Depression because they had these work camps and they were like producing and everything. But then it slowly progressed into like, and you saw like the bunks change from like a room like maybe the room that we're in right now, which is probably like 8 foot by 10 foot.
Yeah.
You would have 4 guys sleeping in here, and then it would progress into like you would have 8 guys sleeping in here, and then you would have like 12 guys sleeping in here, and it just shows the bunk. And like at first they're like everyone has their own bunk, and then it just turns into like shelves, like people just sleep in shelves, and then it goes over and it goes through everything.
Bathrooms are horrid.
And then it's so crazy because like, and they would always be moving all of the inmates or the prisoners to different camps, and the first thing you do when you get to a camp is you would go into a shower and they would clean you in the shower, and then so people would be like rushing into going to the shower, but they would disguise the gas chambers as showers. So like we walked into and it was we walked into a gas chamber. And it's like this small enclosed, like I could stand
Low
with my
ceiling.
hand
Yeah.
on the roof, so it was like a 7-foot roof.
Yeah.
And then it was all tiled, looked like a shower, and then like you would walk out the doors, and then you'd be walking right into like furnaces. And then you go outside and look at
Well,
the
they would
inside.
have other inmates go in there and take the bodies out of the gas chamber and then put them like directly into the burner.
Dude, it's honestly like Adam said, we
You
didn't
can't
talk,
explain
and it's just like
Even now,
if you go to Munich, you have to go to
there's
it
a
just
really
to
bad feeling there.
just
I
to be
go,
able
for
to
sure.
go there and just to be able to say like just it's such a historic place.
A lot of people suffered there. A lot of people died there. One of
It's
the saddest
amazing
they
what
have.
people will do to their own race, like
Well, it's
Like,
not- I
their
mean,
own
it's not
species.
Really, yeah, their own species.
You know what I mean? Like you don't see that in many. Like, I don't know if there are any other species that would do that.
No, ants have big wars.
Do they?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
You just said you don't see it in other species,
Where
and I
do
gave you an
where
example.
do all of them like it amazes me
I'm
that you
pro
know
ants.
that.
Yeah. No,
How
they
do you
do.
know that ants have wars? I'm sorry, that's just not something that people know.
Every wild species is survival of the
Yeah,
fittest.
you have like different wolf packs. They can sometimes fight each other.
Not to the extreme of that.
They're not going around looking for the stuff, but
That's what I mean,
there
though.
are like say if a rabbit has litters, if the male's around, it will eat the young, the males.
What happens with like hippos and shit too,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Hey,
That's the odd time, a crazy fucking.
well, how often has there been genocide?
But that's what I'm talking about. To me, that's a whole nother level. That's
Yeah.
like you're looking for it. You hate this thing. You're gonna
That's
kill
like the
all of
ants.
it.
That's brainwashed,
It's
though, man.
ridiculous.
That's the ants.
But it's amazing how people follow that.
Yeah, I
How
know.
they can get sucked in.
Well,
He
some
was,
of them,
a
well, the
phenomenal
ones that were
speaker.
like, here, I can tell, they somewhat explained it, and it was all a process of making the people that they were inflicting harm upon seem subhuman. And they
Yeah.
would do that by, like, make them wear, like, the the Star of David on their clothes. They would put like a yellow star on them. They would make slurs. They would make cartoons about them. Then when they became prisoners, they would shave their heads so they looked strange, and then put them in like funny clothes, the striped pajamas. And so at every step, they looked a little more removed from like regular people. And then you could start convincing the population that these aren't people, these are sub people. And that's how the psychology of it works.
Brainwash, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a lot of
It
cool
made them look
things
fun.
to do in Munich other than go to a concentration camp.
Yeah. Have you
Because
booked
we're
your
on a happy
accommodation
topic.
yet?
My buddy's booking it all.
Oh,
Has he done it already?
Yeah.
I hope so.
I think so. He's booked.
it
Munich.
Kabul?
Munich's covered.
For accommodation?
Prague, I believe.
That's the only place
covered,
you have to worry about.
And Berlin.
What,
yeah.
what was
We
this?
just had
Hostels?
Amsterdam.
You staying in hostels?
I think so.
Oh, was it Kabul? Was
Stay-
that the name of it?
No, that's in
That's Barcelona.
Stay at Bob's Youth Hostel in Amsterdam.
What was
You gonna eat some mushrooms?
I haven't decided yet. I'm not
You
going to do
will.
it for the first time there. I want to do it here for the first time.
Oh, you've never.
That's good
had much.
advice.
No.
That's probably a good idea to try it here first.
No, I would like to try
I
it here,
never
like
had
in like
either.
in like a safe setting. Try it here.
They
It's
made
funny, I just talked to my buddies and they were like, "Why do you even want to try mushrooms? Just
because
fucking
that's
do
the
acid."
Joe Rogan podcast.
And I'm like, "Well, I don't know." They're like, "It's kind of the same thing but better, and mushrooms will make you shit your pants." This is what my buddies told me.
I never seen that happen.
No?
No.
Here's
I
the.
wonder where that came from then.
Well, it does make you have to shit, but
Yeah.
it's still quite controllable.
Oh, okay. Well,
Here's
Unless you're really far up
I'm
there.
okay with that.
when Miller and I first went before we met Adam. We went to Amsterdam, and our trip consisted of Amsterdam, Paris, Barcelona, Rome, Munich, Prague, Berlin, and then
Hamburg.
Hamburg
Why is yours so
in Germany. Me?
Yeah, you're not even coming in on this
Oh,
one.
what? Is that better?
Yeah, that's weird. Why is yours?
I had
not?
this thing far
Because I
away.
was far away from his mouth.
No, but look at look at me talking right now and the volume,
Okay,
and then when Kim was talking.
Quit doing
Hello?
Nah, maybe
Oh.
it's fine. I don't know.
I don't know,
I'm
it
just
keeps
learning.
moving
I'm
for
just
me.
learning this UStream
I
thing,
don't know.
man.
I'll stop. I'll
Yeah,
sit
just
over
keep
there.
talking. No, you're
It's
fine.
alright like this.
No, you're perfect.
Where was I? Oh yeah. Miller and I went on a trip first, and what we did when we went, every place we went to, every country we went to, we went on a pub crawl, just because then you can meet other people that like speak the same language. Because every country you're gonna go to, there's
Smart
majority
move.
gonna be a different language. So you meet a bunch of people that speak the same language, and then you can like, because when we went for, I think it was just over a month and a half, but we left like 2 weeks. We had a vague itinerary. But we left like 2 weeks of just whatever, like, because we knew that we were gonna go places and like hear things. So listen to what people that you meet, listen to their opinions, because like get to know them and like make sure they're not like sketch bags. We're like, oh, let's go to this place, it's sweet. But go like listen to other people's opinions, because people's experiences will tell you so much more about a different place than a book ever will. Like we went, and then we went on a pub crawl every country we went to, and then when we walked around town, we'd always, whenever we were walking around, we did this thing. It sounds really cheesy, but every bar we went to, we just stopped and had a beer.
Yeah.
Because then like you'll go to like so many different bars and just have a drink, and you have fun. You get a
Well, the best place to meet people is in the pub.
Yeah, and then you'll go to so many different types of bars that you meet so many different types of people.
Yeah, I'm more of a just kind of go with the
Yeah.
flow. Like I'm pretty much I'm giving him money. He books everything, and I'm down. Like I'm just gonna go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not gonna worry too much about going to this place at this time, making sure you're here. Then
Exactly.
like I think when you travel, you just want to let the travel.
Yeah.
You don't want to make it happen. You want it to just happen. I haven't done a lot of it, but I think that seems like a better way to do it.
I'd advise going, like, because when we went, every place we went to except for Barcelona, which I don't know if you're going to or not, I'd advise it.
I don't know if I'm going to do it on
That's
this
pretty
trip.
far out of the way.
Yeah,
I don't
is
know
it?
how far you're
I was
going.
wondering that
Well,
today.
all of your stuff was in Germany, except for Amsterdam.
Yeah, well, Prague.
Oh, you said Prague too.
Prague's east.
But still,
Yeah, it's
that's
in the same area.
like the lowest you're going. The furthest south is Munich, and Barcelona is still quite a ways. From
Yeah,
there.
that's probably.
You're only like
how far?
midway down.
Well, Amsterdam, it would have to be like
But you're going-
Amsterdam,
you would-
then Barcelona.
You would
Would
be
the
going.
closest
If
place
you went
to
from
go
Amsterdam
there.
to Barcelona, you'd be going all the way across the entire continent.
Yeah.
You'd go all the way through France.
Yeah.
It's
But
a long way. It's like
it
a
is
24-hour train ride.
Barcelona
That's
was.
a long time.
But-
It's like a 6-hour plane ride.
Barcelona's.
That's gonna have to be
Fun.
saved for my next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
anyways,
saying.
what I'm
It's far
saying is
away.
like
This-
every place you go to, I was saying everywhere that we went and did like we did like the tourist trap thing. Like we went, and when we were in Rome, we went to the Vatican, and we went to like the Eiffel Tower, and we went to like all
Yeah,
we
it's
did
good
like
to see
tours
this
and stuff. When we
stuff
were
too.
in,
See,
no, I agree. Like when we were in Munich or Berlin, we went on like tours in Berlin. Like it's cool to go there and like learn everything about the culture.
You just don't want to be
See,
scheduled into stuff.
No,
because
I
in
agree.
case you're feeling
For
shitty
me-
or hungover and you don't want to do anything,
Yeah.
then your day's free. And if you wake up feeling energy, I want to see some stuff.
We
and you
planned
go
our
sign up
we
for
planned
that.
our hostels like a day in advance.
For me, like when I went to Italy, I went in grade 11, and you did France the next year or something.
Spain.
So when I went to Italy, it was cool. You've seen all the sights. From personally, once I see one fucking church, I've
Yeah.
seen them all. I don't need
Yeah.
to see all these churches. I don't need to see all these. The Colosseum, obviously, something like that. The Leaning
Yeah.
Tower of Pisa, the Eiffel Tower, big things
Yeah,
like that.
that's
Yes.
kind of what we went
But
to.
other than that, the sightseeing thing, it's for me, it's more just being in the town, walking through the city, just seeing it and seeing how people interact with each other. And the culture that I like to see is just the way they go about their life. That's what I like
Hey,
to
you're not
see.
going to pick that up on a 2-week
No,
booze
but
cruise.
you can still walk through and get a feel for how people
Yeah.
are.
When
in a
Miller and
couple
I got
days.
into France, it took us I think it was 3 or 4 cabs in order to get into a cab. A cab would pull over and we'd be like, and like I speak a little bit of French. I'm by no means fluent in it.
I
But
did French
not like
immersion
Teddy.
for 3 years and I don't remember shit.
Yeah, I was a year away from being bilingual.
Yeah.
So like I can speak it, but it's been a long
You
time.
don't use it, you lose it.
It's so true. Adam doesn't get it.
No,
He does. He just doesn't find it funny because he's a fucking cold motherfucker.
Gay.
You cold motherfucker. Stop.
Okay, so we were in Paris, and every cab we went up to, we would like say something in English, and the cabbie would just drive away. The first 2 or 3 cabs just fucked off. They're like, nope, I don't want to deal with this shit. And then like
don't even want your money.
Yeah, and we had a book like to show them an address, and they're like,
Too bad, so
fuck
sad.
off.
I guess you could call
But,
that racist.
We
Racist
didn't
against tourists.
we didn't go to a lot of churches. We went to museums. We went to the Louvre and the Van Gogh Museum. I went to the Heineken Brewery in Amsterdam, which
Yep.
you should go to.
I went there.
Yeah.
It's actually for a brewery. It's a pretty good tour.
That's pretty cool.
You know what? There's not
I'd go to the
that much.
Hofbrau Brewery. That'd be cool.
I don't even know.
Oh, we were in that
I don't even know
tent.
where
We were in
that
that
is.
tent
Yeah,
opening.
that's the best tent to go
That's the one I'm
in
thinking.
Oktoberfest
Yeah.
for
We
sure.
had to wake up, and Miller.
Do you like
Miller couldn't handle it.
No. Do you like amusement park rides?
Oh, definitely.
There's so many good ones at Oktoberfest. Way better than Playland or anything like
it's
that.
Playland on steroids, I tell everybody.
Yeah.
How are the facilities, like the porta potties?
Oh, they're not good.
How are
They're
they?
It's
everywhere,
messy,
though. They're
man.
everywhere,
It's
though.
messy.
They
No,
are everywhere.
There
Yeah,
are
they
big
were.
lines. There's big lines, and they're not everywhere. Sometimes you have to find them.
You can't get like in and out quick.
No,
That's
you got to plan ahead. If you feel it coming on, you better start heading there.
No, it's very hard.
It's
for
very
folks to
hard.
get in and
Yeah,
out
I
really
thought.
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people there, and I sometimes.
To yourself.
Gotcha.
No. Sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go, right? Like you can't.
That's what they say.
So do you see people like running up the hills? Like I don't know. if
Running
you-
up the hill. Are you coming up with a plan B right now?
Well, I remember
you
you
gonna go
tell-
for a hike?
I know. I remember you. I
Just be
remember.
careful when you jump over fences.
I remember you
because,
telling me that you'd see like people having sex up on the hill. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you're in like
The
a
hill,
valley.
you have to go and look at the hill for a while.
Yeah.
There's one hill that's where all the drunkest people are, passed out on their back or their stomach, just like lying there, or being held
In
up
the
by a
sun or
tree. kind of in the sun, sleeping, passed out, lying where they fell. Some people are having sex on there. Some people are just trying to get up the hill because there's a gate at the top and they want to get out of this fucking crazy place.
Outside of almost every tent we looked at, there's like this row of like fucked up people who are like having way too much to drink. Called it like the row of shame. People would be sitting
They've
there
like walked
and it
out
was
of the
like,
tent and don't
Yeah.
know what to
We
do.
saw someone got
man,
like
they have
zombies.
paramedics.
yeah, we saw someone get
Picking 'em up.
stretcher drunk.
We saw
That's-
many people stretcher drunk.
Wow.
We were walking down, and there was this one big guy. Does anybody remember that scene from Stand By Me when they were all like puking? That's what
No.
this guy was doing anyway. He was sitting on the curb and it was just like,
Are you going in September?
for like
Yes, I'll do
five,
that. That's why I'm going.
Oh.
probably 5 minutes. And then the paramedics were there waiting, and as soon as he stopped puking, they just put the oxygen mask on him, and then they like helped him to the stretcher, and then they fucking loaded him up in the ambulance to take him away to pump his stomach. And his parents were with him.
There's two things you need to look out for. One is when you go on the Ferris wheel, if you want to go and pick up, you can't bring beer onto the Ferris wheel, so if you leave it on the side, but if you want to pick it up when you leave, when you jump over the fence, be very careful. Because
Fence
the
is higher than you
steel
think.
grates sneak up on you pretty quick, right, Adam?
Yeah. Many
If
accidents
we're
occur
like
there.
100 people, Adam tries to be a hero and hop over 2 feet at the same time. His feet don't quite clear it. Bang! Smash!
Oh.
Yeah.
In front of like everybody, and he's just like gets up super quick and like runs over, grabs his beer, and like runs away. And me and Miller and Stitches just laughing.
Miller wasn't there. It was just you.
Was it Miller?
No, he wasn't. We had lost him.
Was that the night that?
But you can put so many beer away there, man. Like you can have,
yeah.
I don't know, in a day,
stein.
you
You could drink-
usually have, you probably have like 10 steins, and
And
there's
steins,
like
3
3 beer
beers.
in each
Wow.
of them.
And
3.5 beer. I
and
think.
it's so good. Like
So
they're
you're having like
for
30,
very
40 beer in a
purity
day.
law. Like they don't put preservatives in or anything in it. So like you'll get your first stein and you'll drink it probably in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you'll get your second stein, like maybe 20 minutes. And then like you obviously slow down. And then as the beer gets warm, and I don't know, maybe it might be a bit of a factor because you had so many beers previous, but it doesn't taste bad. Like
Yeah.
it's warm beer is like really good in
No, but
Germany.
that's the thing about any good beer. When you drink it warm, it still tastes okay. It's still
I
good.
love warm beer. Even like Canadian, I drink warm
Dude,
sometimes.
that's gross.
Oh, no,
No.
it's like Budweiser.
Canadian's gross. man.
Budweiser's way worse.
But like any like a Warsteiner or
love Warsteiner.
even a Stella,
Those are better.
they're when they're warm, they still taste good.
That's actually when you get most of the flavor is when it's served warm. Anytime you chill anything, it kills a lot of flavor.
well,
That's why
I'm
the
sorry.
Millers serve vitamins from the
Cool.
freezer.
Oh, because
No,
they're
Because it
Millers.
kills a lot of taste.
no, but I like vitamins. They taste good as well as.
Ben, you're not even
telling me.
tasting
I'm
it.
sorry. One second. You're telling me that a Treatza pizza is.
I was
gonna
talking about
taste
alcohol.
better.
I was talking about alcohol,
Only
not
alcohol?
dairy products and
Okay,
chocolate.
Well, you didn't
Um,
specify that.
Also, look for the beer carousels.
Those are sweet.
They have like a carousel, and they take off all of like the horses and seats and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then the middle part, they make like
It just
they-
spins
it's
around.
it's a bar. It's essentially a bar, and there's probably about like 3 or 4 feet that you can stand on the outside of it. That it slowly pivots around, and it's just a bar, and you just get up and get beers. Just
Really?
drink,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then you watch the drunk people try and get off, and it's hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, and buy some lederhosens.
yeah,
I
my
feel
buddy already
awkward
has
buying-
one. I gotta get
You
one.
might feel awkward buying
Rusty
them
has a
here.
set.
Does he?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. I don't know if it'll fit me.
You might.
No offense.
No offense,
Do
Rusty.
we? Oh no. That's because I wasn't moving. I'm looking at
It
the video
froze!
thing and I'm like, shit, I'm not moving. Oh, we froze. And then I see Kim just like waving his hand. I'm like, oh, we're good. Okay, no problem. We only have one. Is it still M?
It's probably Emily.
Hi, Emily.
You're the best.
So you just had a little baby girl.
I did have a
Very
beautiful.
recently, very beautiful, very happy all the
11
time. Happy, just
11
like your
months-
baby
about 11 months
when
old.
she's not crying her face off.
so when she's not sad, she's happy.
Yeah.
I have an angry baby.
No. Now she's happy. pretty
She had
much
a
the
rough
time that I
colic
see her.
ego.
Yeah.
But Austin, man, every time you see her, she's just smiling her face off.
Yeah, dude, I'm honestly like the luckiest guy ever, and I'm obviously super biased about it because it's my
It's your
kid,
kid.
and everyone says that about their kid. But no, she's phenomenal. Like she picks up on things so quick. She's developing so fast, and she was born 9 weeks early, so she was like premature. Like Emily was like 7 months. My wife was only 7 months pregnant
Yeah.
when
That's
she
crazy.
was. It was like definitely like crazy. It scared like the shit out of me. Like I was
Both
just
of you
I was
had really intense births.
yeah.
Like both of your kids had like major issues, and I'm sure both of you were freaking the fuck out.
Dude, you know what? Honestly, like we went to a prenatal class.
Or were you just looking at your phone?
No, it was intense.
I'm looking up my secret notes here. Finding the ones on Ellie. But honestly, like we went to prenatal class, and then like we still stay in contact with the majority of it, and like everybody in that prenatal class had something. It wasn't like somewhere a little more extreme than others were, but
Yours was the most extreme.
it was. I think it
You
was.
can boast.
It was up there. Yeah.
Childbirth is hardcore.
Being honest.
It's not or hardcore. Hardcore.
Hardcore?
It's not smooth.
No, and
Hard
like
as a motherfucker?
Nature didn't work out all the kinks yet.
It's ham.
ham.
Childbirth is ham.
Yeah.
Ham. But no, like Austin, she was in the hospital for 6 weeks. So like we had to like Emily was at the hospital like 2 or 3 times a day. We had to go, and every day I'd go after work, and I was off for a couple weeks, and it was very trying. But we're like super lucky. Like she never had any like major issues or anything like that. Only like minor ones, and
Yeah.
she's developing like right on cue. And it's difficult because babies are all rated on like by months. Like you need to be on
okay.
all fours by this month, and
Yeah.
you need to be crawling.
Those are just
by this month.
averages, though.
Yes, but Austin is like it's kind of like it's called a corrected age. So she's 11 months in like a week and a half.
But she's actually 13
Or 2
months? Is that what
But
you're
no, but
saying?
she's actually only 9 months.
She's actually only 9 months.
So she's right now she's small for her age. Like she's a small baby, but like she can stand up, and like so she looks like a really advanced like young baby.
I've never thought about that before, how like a premature baby actually now, like they say you were supposed to be born in February, but
Yeah.
you're born in December. So now
Yeah.
you're a grade before,
Yeah.
and you're a smaller baby because you were premature. So you're
Mhm.
going to be a smaller kid.
But
I
that's
never
not
thought about
necessarily
that.
you catch up. You normally like kids have growth spurts and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like Emily, like I'm 6'1" and Emily's 5'10", so like she's relatively tall parents. So like she still genetically like has that in her to be that tall, but so like odds are that because kids have growth spurts in different ages and stuff. But for the first like year or two, she will be not behind, but just kind of like close. But she's doing awesome. Like she just cut like her first 2 teeth, and it's surreal how much it just changes your life. And so like you just like instant like you have a kid, and then like you're just instantly like that, like everything else that's going on in your life.
That's alright. It's all good.
Weird. Everything else that's going on in your life like is just like put on the back burner like instantly like that, and it's just like wow. Like you can like it's everything that matters is like good.
What was what would you say was the moment where you first kind of went, shit, nothing, or not shit, but
Oh
like,
no, that was
sorry,
exactly
shit.
what I said.
No, not shit. I'm talking about where you,
Fuck, I'm in charge of it.
where all of a sudden you went, like, I know everybody likes to think about, like, oh, when you have a kid, or when you get married, or when this happens, everything changes. But there's got to be a moment where you actually in your head go, yeah, it's different now. Like, do you know what what moment was that for you where you were like, yeah, things aren't the same anymore?
Immediately. Actually, probably when the labor
I'm not
started.
talking about, like, was it when she was born? Was it, like, the first time you couldn't do something and you had to watch her? Or was it, like, when you first found out she was
The
pregnant?
first time you could do something and you had to watch.
Well,
her.
no, like we were talking
No,
before,
that's
like
legit.
you're not playing hockey or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
You have something else to take care of.
Yeah.
So in a
Priorities
situation like
change,
that, where
definitely.
like do you know, like
It was in like gradual stages for me. Like when Emily's water broke, I was just like, fuck. Like are you kidding
Yeah, well,
me?
that's a stressful moment.
Well, that also because it was like
It's action
It
time.
was over 2 months early.
You're like,
so
fuck,
we're
why
just
did I go with the memory
so
superhero shit? Should have done something more practical.
we should get fly.
Should have been Dr. fucking...
I would write a doctor book. No.
self condom penis. Shit. Engage.
Excellent. It was in stages like when her her water broke, I was really scared but it was more not because like I was gonna be like a dad, but it was more because like the kid's gonna be okay, and I was still in the same mind frame. And then we went to the hospital when they said like Emily had to have like an emergency C-section. So as soon as the nurse said that, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do that," I was just like, that was like another one, and then just like waiting, and then like being with her when she had that, and then when it really hit me when I saw her for the first time, and it was just like she was like this small little like child, and a lot of like like not a lot of our friends other than Adam like have really had kids before I had a kid.
They've kind of had kids, but not really.
Yeah,
had kids.
Kyle and Adam have, but I never saw Ellie. I didn't really see Ellie, and she was like a real baby size, and then Talana was a real baby size.
Yeah.
But I wasn't around a lot of children before, so like I saw Austin, and it was just like honestly like it wasn't like she was any different than like any other kid. Like she was like instantly perfect. Like it was this weird sensation. I look back at pictures right now, and I look and I'm like, holy shit, she was fucking small. Like she was born 3 pounds 6 ounces, I think it was 312. Wow. No, it was 312. I have a picture on my phone. I really hope it was 312, because if not, Emily's yelling at me right now while she's listening to this.
312.
Yeah, he goes to 16 ounces.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the clarification.
But I saw. So she was 312, and like, how big was Ellie when she was born?
Oh fuck! Guy, put me on the spot here. I was laughing about a joke.
Oh yeah, it's so funny now, isn't it?
Wasn't she like 5 pounds something?
I think she was 5'8".
Like an average baby is, I think like 6, 7 pounds, like 5 to 7 pounds.
No, like high 6. I think would be like the
I don't
low.
think she was
Unless you're
5'8".
Halliday.
No, I think high
I can't
6
remember,
like
Halliday
would
had,
be
like,
like the
10
low
pounds.
end of normal, and then like into the mid 8s.
Yeah.
Is like you get 9 pound babies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like my brother was like I think.
Well,
either
And you get like
16
16-pound babies.
Halliday
that's
had like
crazy.
10-2.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
His kid was like 10-2. Was wearing
And
like,
he's tiny.
yeah, and Steph isn't like
She's not
big
tall.
girl at all or tall at all.
Yeah. But Steve is definitely tiny.
Yeah. But so like to answer your question along about running, it was when I first got to like see her and hold her, like cut the umbilical cord, and then they're like, "Do you want to hold her?" And I was just like, I have a picture of me with like a medical mask on, and I just have like the biggest, like you can see just like I swear you can see the smell of my mouth coming out the side of the thing.
Do you want to hold her? It's my fucking kid. Give me it.
It's so surreal.
Like, why are you even asking me that? Give me my kid.
So like overwhelmingly like surreal. Like you're just like, holy shit. And then like there's been other things where I realized like
someone says no.
I bet you a lot.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I don't know about a lot, but I bet
No.
you like 1 in 10 maybe. Or
What was
like,
the question?
like if like when the doctor says, "Do you want to hold her?" I wonder how
Oh.
many people say no.
It's
That
fucking
would be
scary.
weird, man.
But I bet you it. I
It's
like him. I
super
bet you it
scary.
does happen. Probably like I think like 1 in 8, 1 in 10.
I think it's more than that.
You just randomly guessing. I
Yeah,
don't know why
it
you
is.
even think that.
No, it's a random. It
I
isn't just
bet
a
you. I bet
guess.
you it happens more
People
often
just
than
say no,
I know,
and I don't want to hold
I've
it.
heard
That's
stories.
strange.
I've heard stories of women.
Other people
who
get
hold their
freaked
kid
out,
afterwards.
man. They see it and either they're upset at like because it was an accident or whatever, and or the
No, I
guy
don't
doesn't,
think that
or
plays
the
a
guy
factor.
because it's usually the dad that they like when they ask the dad, it's like no because he doesn't know if it's his or something. Anything like that. It doesn't have. There's many reasons why I think someone would say no.
That
no.
would be strange.
If they're scared,
That would
for
be weird.
multiple reasons.
Yeah, but
People
listen,
get
you
scared.
can't just show up to be like a parent on that day. You got to start mentally preparing like a while before that. Otherwise, you are going to be freaked out.
Oh, that's what everyone's supposed to do?
Yeah.
So if everyone just listened to this podcast and listened to what
This
you
is like
just said,
parenting
then
101 with
everything will
Adam
be
Maslar.
okay.
No, but
Obviously, that's what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
but people don't. People are fucked up. There's a lot of problems in the world, and people don't. Like,
I've heard
it's
stories.
not like it's that
Man,
simple.
I think the instinct is to like hold the child.
No, man. I've heard stories of
If
women.
you don't
I've
have
heard
that-
stories
no.
of women
I-
that are afraid to hold.
Well,
their
yeah,
kid.
I'm saying like it doesn't.
They just
happen.
went through like this
I would
traumatic.
be really surprised if it was 1 in 8 or 1 in 10. I could see maybe like 1 in 100 would be more like it.
I'd say I could easily say that like somebody, one of like if there's two people in the situation,
One in
one
10
of the
might be
two-
low. Like one in not
You
one
just-
in 100.
I don't even know.
Like
This is a
1 in
strange-
20.
This is a strange
I think it's
conversation.
1
I don't
in
even know
20.
why you thought about that.
Well,
I'd
why
say
do we
5%.
talk about half the shit we talk about on this podcast?
Because I think people
funny.
listen to
And
this.
then what,
Interesting.
say like never pick up the kid or something?
We had an argument.
People don't
last
listen to
week.
this to write thesis statements on, but
New parenting
But
advice
whether
from
you would
Koko?
pick a $25,000 shot of scotch or sex. Like, we don't argue about normal things
Sex.
on this podcast. Obviously, sex. I
Yeah,
really
without
hope
doubt.
everybody chooses sex, because
Yeah.
I feel bad for you if you don't.
no.
That means you have not had good sex.
Sex with who though?
Sex with anybody. What I'm saying is, you can either have sex for the rest of your life,
Oh,
or you
For the
can
rest of your
have
life.
a shot of this,
Yeah.
like, $25,000 scotch.
I thought it was like
for
a
the rest of
one-time
your
deal.
life.
Like sleep with this chick or get this scotch.
No.
Who's
No,
your who's
it's
your
the rest of your
unicorn?
life.
Who's your unicorn?
Do you have a unicorn? I don't know.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
I
so.
have a unicorn. Adam wouldn't have a unicorn.
Ryan Reynolds.
Sure.
Mine changes
So does mine.
all the time.
And as I get older, I realize like my unicorn kind of goes towards chicks that are just like badass cool,
Yeah.
more so than just being.
Unicorn
like,
would be like
pristinely
a
gorgeous.
girl that you actually know though,
Have you
right?
ever had-
You're not just talking
So
about
hold on,
a celebrity.
badass
No,
cool.
celebrities.
Oh.
Give me some examples.
That's not
of
really a
badass
unicorn.
cool.
Jennifer Lawrence,
Okay.
Emma Stone.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say like,
Like
a unicorn
they're
is somebody
pretty.
you actually
They're
know?
good looking, but they're not like
Okay.
Olivia
Um,
Wilde. But I do still
That's
love
not.
her.
Okay, you're in the whole wrong skin color.
Actually, Olivia-
Badass cool.
skin color.
It's gotta be black chick. Rihanna. That's badass cool to me. That's badass, sexy, cool. It's definitely like Rihanna. Some people
I find
find
her
Beyonce.
annoying.
I personally do not find Beyonce that hot anymore.
I heard she's richer than Oprah now.
She's very no.
That's what I heard.
No.
Maybe with Jay-Z's money.
No. Oprah is
A wealthy
fucking
couple.
loaded, man.
Oh, I know.
So rich.
She gives away houses, dude.
Well, the network does.
Just saying. She gives away houses.
So who's your unicorn now? Jordan, I really like Jennifer Lawrence.
I think it is Jennifer Lawrence.
You know what? It's funny when you like they have to be pretty, but it's definitely once you get to a certain point of like attractiveness,
Yeah.
it just like that, like a supermodel or like you look at a lot of like the Sports Illustrated swimsuit models.
Yeah.
Most of them are pretty fucking gorgeous.
I would
But
say
there's a
majority
lot of girls
are.
who like you think of their personality, and there's a certain point where the looks now kind of have plateaued,
Yeah.
and now the personality is what makes you pick them as your unicorn.
But you
know
can't
what
get
I mean?
that from a supermodel because you're seeing a
You
picture.
can, man.
Yeah.
You ever listen,
Oh,
like,
what's her
see
face?
interviews with a lot of the interview, like
But most of
They're-
them, you're just seeing their picture. You never ever heard
they're
them
very
talk.
fun girls though. Like they definitely present like a just I love life. I want to have fun and I enjoy looking good,
It's
like that kind of
probably
an
because
attitude.
they're all like 19 to 21 years old and they have lots of money.
Not on Sports Illustrated. No. They're like 25 to like over 30.
I don't think so.
Like look at Klum. What's her first name?
Heidi.
Heidi Klum.
Oh, she's
She is like
she's so
40
pretty.
something, and she's only been like 4 years removed from.
yeah, but it's just because she's
Yeah, but
like
she's
Victoria's
like one
Secret
of the all-time most well-known.
yeah, and she
Like her
seems
and
cool.
Cindy Crawford.
But they all are like the ones who make it
should
year
I
after
explain?
year are all well known. Like there's
No, but Heidi Klum's on a different level. Everybody knows that.
fair
That's she's
Yeah,
like,
I
really
can't-
famous.
I can't.
Same
She's
with,
the
like,
Wayne
Cindy
Gretzky
Crawford. Yeah,
of supermodels.
there's only like a couple
You're
of
right.
those.
I think we should end it on that.
Alright.
Heidi Klum is the Wayne Gretzky of supermodels. Way, in my opinion, way better looking than
Unicorn?
no Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks is
Oh, yeah.
attractive, but I
I
think
agree.
Heidi Klum is way sexier. Dan Kivinen, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
Thanks,
you for
buddy.
having me.
Do you have Twitter? What's your Twitter handle? People want to follow you
Oh, that's a good question. I don't even
at Kivy. Something
Kivy
or other.
03.
Anyway, we got
Kivy
Adam
03.
is at twitfaced_84 or just 84.
No, just 84.
At twitface84. I'm at Rother00. Obviously at RT Adam and Koko. Follow the Facebook page. Real Talk with Adam and Koko. Rambling with Ryan. I think we're gonna do another Rambling with Ryan episode in the next week or so. And did you find it?
Yeah, it's KBO3.
And at Kivio3. Thank you very much for joining us, and hope everybody has a great weekend. Getting good at this.
It's Kibby 03, I should have said.
Supposed to by the air
I don't think
conditioner.
anyone's gonna pick me up on Twitter from this.
No, but it's just something.
No, I like that.
It's
That
good
was
for the
so
show.
much fun, man.
It's cool.
Like,
Right?
that was like really fun. I messaged Emily before. I'm like, I'm nervous. I don't want to say something stupid and sound dumb. And she's like, just be humble.
That's all you do is be yourself, man.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
think
all
so.
It was a lot easier
Outside.
than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
It was definitely a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. And I felt like I could have done this for like another couple hours.
That was probably an hour and a half.
Hour 45.